Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday Q&A call on the speakerfocus.com platform. I am the one and only Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of speakerfocus.com, America's leading focus expert, the world's #1 speaker marketing coach, helping you solve any and every problem pertaining to growing your speaker brand. Auston is in Denver. He is not available at the moment. Hopefully we can get him in here and we can get some more questions answered. If you do have any questions and any technical questions that will not be answered in this Q&A, you already know the drill. Send it to support@speakerfocus.com. Cool. A couple people in Denver. I know Michael Towers is in Denver as well. So, hey, maybe a lot of you will be able to catch up to Auston before he leaves. He's out there taking care of business and having a little bit of fun. That's the only way that we do business is by having fun. So I want to share some things with you before we get going. I see Rafa, he already has his hand up. Rafa, I'll be right with you in a second. Let me just finish my opening monologue. So I want to talk to you today about math. The world is nothing but numbers. And when you manage a sales funnel, you're going to be dealing with challenges that prevent you from getting to your goal sometimes and hitting the mark, hitting your sales goal, and things that's going to allow you to keep growing your speaker business. So I'm going to talk to you today about how it is mathematically impossible not to get leads if you're working with sheer volume. So if you're sending out 25 to 50 cold emails every single day, like we teach you on this platform, some of you have ramped it up and your outreach is 100, 300 plus emails. With that kind of volume, it is mathematically impossible not to get people on your calendar. Now, if for some reason your calendar is not full, and for some reason your sales funnel is not converting, which this is a complaint I hear every single day between speakers, coaches, and consultants. KTR, my sales funnel isn't converting. My numbers are low. I'm not closing anything. You know why? Because you didn't build it the right way. So the reason why we take everything in stages on this platform is because you cannot get to the bag. You cannot get to the Luciano. You can't get to the De Niros, the greenbacks. You can't get to the cheddar, the bread, unless you build this business out properly. Stage 1, in case you forgot, phraseology and messaging. Stage 2, you got to have your website set up, speaker video demo, speaker info kit. Stage 3, you got to know how to articulate your value and your worth to the marketplace, so you can start earning $5,000 to $10,000 every time you go out the door to speak. You have to substantiate and justify that value first. Then you should be posting videos on your social media that document your journey, the value that you deliver. You should be giving away more free information than anybody else in your space. If you don't know what this drill is by now, you really need to come in a little closer so you can hear what I'm saying to you. And then all that prep work, all those stages get you ready to start doing outreach. So it's mathematically impossible to not get quality leads on your calendar. See, this is what this is all about. It's a law of averages we're talking about. And by working with sheer volume, and when you increase your outreach, you can't do outreach until you have it all built out the right way. Because what's going to happen if you don't have it built the right way, the complaint that I hear when people say my sales funnel isn't converting because they didn't take the time to build it the right way. Number one thing why your sales funnel isn't converting is because your messaging is horrible when people get to your landing page and your offer is horrible. So first of all, if your offer is horrible, they don't want to opt in to your sales funnel. They don't. Why would I want to opt in when the message doesn't even deliver any value to me? You're not even telling me what I'm going to get if I opt in. This is what a free training is about. This is what a free strategy call is about. So you talk to the expert, they give you tons of free information, they make you feel comfortable, they walk you through a process, they directly address every single need that you have. Then they do a follow-up. If it's a good fit, they put you on the calendar. This is management of a sales cycle. It's numbers. You win by attrition. A large number like this, and the people that fit into this category, that's where you're gonna make your money. When your sales funnel becomes very successful like ours, then you start making a whole lot of money. If you can get into the top 1% of money earners in the world, like me and Austin are, then great for you. We just want you to crack 100,000. You know, some of you that's speaking, coaching, and consulting, you should be scaling up to the higher 6 and 7 figures because you're already making money. Now, with that being said, I'll be right with you, Rafa, Lisa Allman Baldwin. I can't wait to hear your updates about your Microsoft deal. I need to share these things in the beginning. I need you to hear me like you never heard me before. Sales funnel management is really about, it's really full of quality deals and opportunities. I call it increasing your up at bats. How do you increase your up at bats? You have to work through volume. Let's talk math. What kind of number are you trying to achieve? Because a lot of you don't have a number. You have not put a number on it to say, I want to book this amount of speaking engagements every month, which is going to put this much money in the bank. So what is it going to take for you to get those 4 bookings? Many of you, your goals are 4 bookings a month at 5K. Some of your goals are at 10K because some of you are different speakers. Some of you have more experience. Some of you have stronger brands. Some of you can substantiate and justify your value at the high fee speaking level. Maybe you're not at 50K for an hour like I am yet. No problem. I remember when I first started out, it took me a long time to break 25 to 50K. But when I hit my stride and I knew I was good, I was working off of volumes. I was speaking so much. I was getting so many referrals. I was getting inbound requests because I was doing direct mail, because I was doing a postcard campaign, because I was doing email marketing, because I was getting seen live. And let me tell you something, nothing gets you more bookings than getting seen live. Nothing. I don't care what you're using. When somebody sees the product on stage, now you got to know how to work all those leads to be able to cycle through and decipher who is serious and who's not. Remember, 3 indicators that somebody is serious about hiring you to speak. Number 1, they have a venue. Number 2, they have a budget. Number 3, they have a date to offer you on the calendar. If they don't have those 3 things, they're not serious. Let's get back to the subject at hand, math. Mathematics. The world is built around numbers. Your sales funnel is built around numbers. Do you have a goal? See, a lot of you can't get to that goal and come up with a number because you're too busy bullshitting and not following the other stages. How can you set up the sales funnel and start doing the outreach and we gift wrap you and hand you off to Mr. Auston Troyer? You can't even get there unless you do the work. So my thing is, if you aren't doing it, and a lot of you are going to fall into a trap, like many people talking shit about what they want to do. They're going to, the beginning of the year is right around the corner. It's weeks away. And you're going to start telling everybody you know about what you're going to do, how you're going to set the world on fire because it's a new beginning. Yeah, guess what? We got a new beginning every day. Why are you waiting until the beginning of the year to start talking shit about what you want to do? Jerry LeBlanc, thank you so much for your care and concern about my health. Yeah, I was messed up last week. That's why I couldn't do the Q&A. My sinuses are open. I feel great, so I'm back at it. I had to work my way through it. It wasn't easy. I had to take a couple of days off and I couldn't take calls because I was so stopped up, but thank you. Thank you. It's all about numbers. I want to increase my opportunities. Now, the key is your sales funnel is aligned with your company's strategic goals. So what are your goals? Do you have strategic goals? How many speaking engagements do you want to book a month? How much revenue do you want to make every month? And how much is that going to be every single year? If you give me that, see, we got to start. The great Stephen Covey talked about beginning with the end in mind. What does your end of year look like for 2023? What's your revenue goal for 2023? Because you're sitting around at the bar, you're having a drink, you're talking about a bunch of shit that doesn't matter. Let's talk about something that does matter. Let's talk about math. Let's talk about numbers. Because when people tell me I'm doing too much, And I said, oh, you talk KTR, you talk about money too much. Well, maybe that's because I didn't have a lot of it when I was growing up. So when I'm talking about money too much, maybe I don't see you at the bank. See, you're not having that conversation. You don't want to have that conversation. You don't want to talk about sales conversion rate. You want to talk about data and metrics because you're afraid of it. You need to start getting used to this kind of language. I deal with people every day that got attitudes. You want to give me shit, and I'm the one that can get you to another level. Oh man, let me tell you something. I'm fortunate. I get a chance to see the good, the bad, and the ugly every single day. I want to give a special shout out to everybody from the Gold Coast of Australia, New Zealand, especially people, Canada right now, Saskatchewan, Toronto. Let me tell you something. This coaching program is on fire internationally. And I want to thank all our international clients because they're coming on board by the dozens. This is a mindset. It amazes me, and I'll be right with you. I'm about to wrap up 2 more points, and we're getting ready to get into answering questions. Because when I talk about math and I talk about numbers, I am mired in that every single day, no matter if I want to get away from it or not. What's my show up rate? What was our email open rate? How many emails did we send out? Listen to this very carefully. It's going to blow your mind when I tell you this number, but you got to start somewhere. Because I remember when I didn't understand how to manage a sales funnel. So last month, Auston sent out 1.7 million emails for speakerfocus.com, 1.7. Now that's volume. You see what I'm talking about? I'm talking about winning on a whole nother level. Well, this is how you get a chance to run a multi-million-dollar sales funnel. Anybody want to know a blueprint for it? I didn't invent sales funnels. I didn't create the internet. But I sure as hell learned how to master it. So when you start talking, listen, we're in a holiday time and I get it. Everybody's jovial. We're knocking the drinks back. We see family that we haven't seen in a while. You've got to simply understand what I'm saying to you. You got to understand what's going on. See, if you understood the market like I understood it, you would be spending every single waking moment producing content, understanding sales funnels. You would cut TV out, friends who aren't serving you at a high level, but yet you're still talking to them 2 and 3 hours on the phone. You're letting people suck the life's blood out of you. Sometimes your kids do it, and they don't leave you any room to operate so you can do your shit because people are so selfish in your life. You got to eliminate all of these kind of activities. These kind of things will literally keep you from the stage. And you've got to start understanding numbers. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what your goals are. I want to hear what your numbers are. I'm here to help you, not hurt you. Nobody's going to tell it to you like this in this industry because they want to hide it from you. I want to expose what's going on in this business. You deserve to hit your numbers, but if you don't have any numbers, if you don't have any goals, you're not hitting anything. Let me wrap up 2 more points and then I'll be right with Rafa. I saw your hand up first, and at least I'll be right with you. So remember this, sales opportunities meet your customer at the right stages of their journeys. See, this is about you creating a customer experience and you are riding with them along in their journey. They are at a very unique place in their customer experience. It's a journey. It's a journey. Your job as a speaker, coach, or consultant is to help them get to the final destination, helping them solve the problem. All of you on here know this is the reason why you allowed us to onboard you into this coaching program. It's the reason why you trusted us with your speaker dream, because you know all the things I was saying to you, it was like a healing you were going through. You know how many people cry when I'm on a strategy call with them? I get about 5, 6 people cry every single day. That's how many people I deal with, crying because they're getting a breakthrough. Oh my God, KTR, how come no one is teaching this? How come no one ever told me? I want to work with you because you can't be that authentic and not know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about because I had my ass handed to me multiple times in this industry. And when you see the good, the bad, and the ugly, like I have, then maybe you watch less TV. When you had to fight rats and roaches and you had to deal with an insane amount of jealousy and you got bullied like I did when you were a kid, just for having curly hair, just for being, my skin tone wasn't as dark as some of my other friends, so they teased me about it. When I could draw and paint and I was so gifted, I was in tag, they laughed at me. Whenever I told them I had a dream, they laughed at me. Now they all inbox me through Facebook asking for money. They all inbox me trying to figure out how I did it. You know what I did? I stopped fucking with people who didn't believe in me. And I believed in myself. See, even when I'm fractured, even when I'm down on a low level, you know, listen, this is business, okay? You're going to get talked about. People are going to dog you out. They're going to talk about you behind your back. It's not no friends in the speaking industry. Get that out of your head. Align yourself with some mentorship. Pay for a service so somebody can teach you what you're supposed to be doing. And then at the end of the day, you better have a number that you're focused on. Because, and the number doesn't need to be the number that you think it is. You need to triple or 4 or 5x the number that you're thinking about. If you're talking about $100,000, you need to be talking about 500,000. Bottom line. You need to 3 to 5x the number that you have right now, because it's not enough. It never is. When you run a business doesn't do anything but siphon money, because you always have to put it somewhere in order for you to scale. It requires you to make an investment in yourself. Give me a quick second, please. Okay, Austin just sent me a message and said he's stuck in the meeting. All right, so he's not going to be able to join us. Okay, it's all good. All right. All good, bro. Okay. All right, now. I see a lot of you putting a number in there right now. It's too low. Shocker. You need to 3 to 5x that fake ass number that you just put in the chat box in order for you to get to a whole nother level. I get it. That's a very respectable number that you put in there, but you need to think bigger. Because why? Watch this, your subconscious mind, that's where all your level of skill resides. It's where your memory resides. It's where your goals and your dreams get processed. So now in your conscious mind, I'm speaking to you, but when I go to sleep and I'm in a resting state, my subconscious mind is still processing my goals. So if I'm telling myself every single day, I only want to make $150,000 a year speaking. Now I'm putting that bullshit out there in the universe. And guess what? The universe is conspiring to allow me to get that 150K. So even if you don't hit the 150K and you hit the 75, that's still decent. That may be able to get you off your job, but you're not going to hit beyond 150,000. Now, if you start thinking 500,000, and then if you just so happen to failing looks like 150 or 200,000, instead of you thinking about the 150. Am I making sense to anybody? See, I'm going to open up the floor now because before we start talking about anything, I don't want to hear shit other than a number. And it better not be 100 or 150. Anybody that gets on this chat tonight, this is about math. Because everything you do in business, see, no one taught me how to manage a sales funnel, and no one taught me about multimillionaire strategies when it comes to managing a sales funnel and converting sales. Me and Austin became millionaires together. Now I've had my hands on millions of dollars. It ain't no question about that. Dope money on the street, real estate. I made a whole lot of money for me and my investors. And as a speaker, I've made millions as a speaker, as a consultant, but as a coach, I became a multimillionaire. See, now I'm telling you because most people in my position, they're struggling like you right now. They got their mindset. You got to get locked into a higher vibrational frequency. I used to think the same exact way. So then one day I read this book. If you don't have it, you can get it. It's a paperback. It's $4.95, or you can get the audio book. It's called Powers of the Subconscious Mind. Powers of the Subconscious Mind. Now, that book taught me about I am statements. So before I was a low-level speaker, when I read that book in my early 20s, it took me some years to hit this mark but I put this up on my vision board. I never forget it like it was yesterday. I, Kevin T. Robertson, this is before I was KTR, by the way. I wasn't even a brand back then. I wasn't shit. I, Kevin T. Robertson, am a professional speaker who tours the world and abroad, and I book 150 tour days internationally every single year. That was on my vision board, verbatim. In 2007, I tell you, the world is math. In 2007, I did 152 tour days internationally. That's the most I ever done in my life. I would average 100 to 150 every single year. That's how come I've done over 2,700 paid speaking engagements. We're not even talking about the practice repetitions and the consulting deals I've been involved in and all the other stuff and the tens of thousands of calls that I've done as a coach. Volume is how you push this to the limit and go beyond your wildest dreams. This business of professional speaking and using your mouthpiece, it will reward you for 1,000 lifetimes, but you have to build it the right way first. I'm opening up the floor right now to questions. Thank you so much for allowing me in the first 15, 20 minutes, sometimes half an hour, to get my monologue out the way, because this sets the tone for the conversation. So you can't get this level of information on any other platform, because they're too busy blowing smoke up your ass with some bullshit message and some story. And the meeting planner doesn't give a damn about your fake ass story. I want to see value. Now, I'm showing you how to deliver the value, but what you got to show me is that you got a number in your head. You got to break free. How many people want to get off their job next year? How many people want to get out of one-on-one coaching? How many people want to stop trading time in these consulting deals that they're doing and it's sucking up their whole day? I tell you right now, I have my plan. I have a plan. And it's going to add another $20 to $25 million to our business model, because we're working on $100 million. We're probably 5 years away from it, but we're on track to get there. But what's your number? Forget about me. See, I used to listen to other people who were multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires. I'm like, I can't spend their money, but I would like to know how they did it. So I'm all about the how-to. Talk to me. I want to know your number, because you should 3 to 5x, if not 10x that number. And if you fail, you're probably going to reach the number and surpass it that you want to. Ask Michael Towers. By the way, he's in Denver right now. He's on a speaking tour. Just booked his first international speaking engagement. He didn't know what he was doing before he started working with us on this platform. Left his job 9 months ago. You think I won't help you out with your exit strategy? Oh, you must don't understand how it works around here yet. Okay, Rafa Escobar, talk to me.
What's up, Kev? How you doing?
Rafa, listen, man. I just got another custom fedora made. I don't know how I'm feeling today, but it's not bad. I can tell you that. Does it look like I feel good?
Yeah. Can I tell you how you got me feeling?
Yeah. Okay. Well, talk to me, because if you're not talking about numbers, I don't want to talk to you.
Now I'm about to give you the number, but I gotta paint the picture here. Have you ever seen the movie 300?
What? 300? I've seen it like 50 times.
Yeah, so you got me on the front line on the battleground right now. That's where you got me.
Sparta, yeah, Terry. Sparta. Look at
That's
Terry.
where you got
Terry
me.
put it in the chat, Rafa. Sparta, yeah. Bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's where you got me. So here's my number. I'm on this call and I had a question, but I'm gonna put that on the back burner for the moment. I want to give you the number and I want to start with the end in mind, and hopefully you can help me set some real life goals. I'm leaving everything behind in 2023 is a year.
Take your time, brother. Take your time. I ain't got nothing but a piece of salmon waiting for me, a piece of grilled salmon and some what do you call those things? Brussels sprouts. Some grilled Brussels sprouts. And I'm gonna drink a bottle of water, then I'm hitting my massage chair after this. I got all night. I'm listening.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, so here we go. So I want to be a speaker who travels and speaks less and makes more. My ideal situation would be...
Okay, wait a minute. Pause for a second. Pause. Wait a minute. Yeah. See, we're releasing the wrong energy into the universe. I want to be. Okay.
Yes.
I want to be is still in chasing mode. I am. There you go, Terry. Terry's a business coach. She already know. I am, Rafa. To start out with I am and then finish your statement. Because as soon as you release it into the universe, the next second, the universe, the energy starts conspiring, brother, to help you accomplish whatever you say out your mouth. This is why words are dangerous. This is why you got to stay away from negative people. You got to watch how you say it. It's energy, Rafa. It's frequency, brother. Go ahead. I'm listening. Start out with I am, not I want to be.
I am a leadership speaker who travels out of the home 2 times a month for 2 speaking engagements and makes $1 million a year.
Okay. Okay. $1 million for your income. No problem. Now, this is what I need you to do.
Okay.
So you need to pull out a piece of paper.
Got it.
And you need to, because if you want to make listen, $1 million a year, Rafa, everything is numbers. Does anybody know how much a monthly, we call it MRR around here, monthly recurring revenue? $1 million a year is $83,333.33. That's $1 million a year. Did you know that, Rafa?
Yes.
Okay. So you did, that's 12 times 12. That's $83,333.33 every single month. So since that's the case, the key is how many speaking engagements is it going to take for you to hit $1 million? Now, if that's your goal for this coming up year, then that means we either need to be charging more and speaking less, or charging more and speaking a lot more. You got to get dedicated to it in a whole nother way. Speaking twice a year is not going to allow you to hit that income goal. See, we got to put it into perspective. Now, how many, okay, now, if you was booking 44,000+ times 2, you could hit that. If you was at my fee level, you could do $1 million easy. The key is, Rafa, do you think you're worth 50K? A keynote?
Yes.
Okay. Now, remember this. I have to talk to prospects about this every single day. People tell me, well, KTR, yes, I am worth 50,000. I said, well, can you substantiate and justify your value as a high fee speaker? In other words, do you look the part? Do you have the 4 signature programs? Rafa, in your case, yes. Do you have the speaker info kit? In your case, yes. These are the first 2 stages. Do you have a website I can go to if I'm a meeting planner? I'm not talking to you like the speaker coach. I'm talking to you like I'm the one that got the check in my hand. I want to give you the money, but you got to substantiate and justify the value first. Do you have 4 signature programs? Most people I ask when they say, oh yeah, I want 25 to 30K. Fuck what you want. It's what the market's willing to pay you. Can you substantiate and justify your value as a high fee speaker? If you don't have 4 signature programs, you cannot. Please shut the fuck up and have several seats. If you do not have a website that is meeting planner friendly and leadership centric, please shut up and have several seats. If you don't have a speaker video demo, 3 to 5 minutes, sit down, have several seats. If you don't have a speaker info kit that teaches the meeting planner how to give you money, make it easy for them to hire you to speak, answers every single question that they have about you and your professional speaking deliverables, please stop talking to a meeting planner and wasting their damn time. Rafa, now you have been offered training. You've taken the training. You've soaring with the training. You've gotten better. How you going to hit the $1 million mark? You got to start charging more. And if you want to start charging more, that means they need to see the value. See, value is based upon brand. When your brand's bigger, you can charge more. The key is, do you think your brand's big enough to be able to warrant, to be able to charge the 25,000 in that fee range? Remember, celebrity fees typically start on a $10,000 range and above. That's why I have you double down on brand. Now, watch this. You have a strong brand, but maybe not enough experience in the marketplace yet to command those kind of fees. So let's just get realistic.
Right.
Let's 3 to 5x your number. So now what are you going to do on your, if you want to speak 2 times a month, now tell me what you're going to charge, and then let's add that up times 12, and then we should hit the number. Because if not, you're going to have to you're going to have to increase your volume. Remember, it's numbers. Increase your volume of outreach to get the inbound amount of speaking engagements you want to book. So first of all, tell me what your keynote range is.
So right now, the 1 hour is 5K, half day is 7.5, and then the full day is 10K. And I'll be honest with you up front. doing the math, to doing 2 full-day seminars is only $20K a month, right? Which is $240 a year, which was my original goal. And when I heard you say 3 to 5 times exit, I was like, all right, $1 million. But I know that if I only charge what I'm charging now, I'm going to have to speak a lot more. So what I don't want to do is be out of the house that much more. And what I would like to do and get your feedback on this is, you know, and I like, you know this, I know this, I'm new to this. I'm new to being at conferences. I haven't been at a corporate event where I've been the one doing the leadership speaking. So I'll remain humble, but I'd like to know what you think in terms of back of the room sales and offering things once you're there. Because I know that's one of the strategies that you offer in terms of, you know, growing revenue. So opening up to other avenues other than just speaking, but utilizing speaking as the main vehicle. I don't want to necessarily open up a new course online or do anything other than be at the events, be at these places and maximize my opportunity there, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense. I mean, listen, everything you're saying is making sense. So this is all I want you to do is just put it in perspective. I didn't say you couldn't reach the number. I just said make the number bigger, and the million is the number that you should be focusing on, because if you fail, you're probably going to end up hitting the number that you really want anyway. See, that's how the universe is. It's going to conspire. It's going to get you the number. Rafa, do you know how many times I've talked to people and at the end of the year, they said, man, I never thought I was going to reach that number, but I just put a big number out there, and they end up doing, instead of doing $1 million, for whatever reason, they just hit their stride around the early in the third quarter, and they did 400,000 instead of $1 million. But that's still 5 times the money that they've ever made in their lives. You see, that's what's going to happen to you in 2023, because you've already built the infrastructure out. I'm just telling you that perhaps you should start your bottom number should be 10,000. And now if you're going out and that's 20,000 speaking 2 times. Oh, by the way, I never heard you say that you wanted to do some virtual presentations if you're going to stay home. I know you got a baby. I know you want to spend more time at home, right?
Right.
Well, how come you can't do 3 to 5 or 6 virtual presentations at 10K? What are you talking about? If your fee is 10K and you do 2 outside the house and you do 6 virtually, then that's still adding revenue. Remember, Rafa, these are called modes of delivery. Just in case all of you forgot, this is how many different revenue streams you have as a speaker, coach, or consultant. 1 hour or any portion of an hour for your keynotes. Educational keynotes, no more than 2 hours. Half-day programs, 2 to 4 hours. Full-day programs, 4 to 8 hours, which can be delivered in workshop seminar format. When you go to a conference, you can do a track session, breakout session. You can do executive coaching, which, Rafa, you should be doing because you're a health coach. Executives want to be, they're tired of a sedentary lifestyle, bro. Everybody is. So you could do executive coaching. You could do on-site strategic work sessions. You could offer them consulting services. You could do online virtual presentations of all kinds, teleseminars, webinars, celebrity events. You could do retreats. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. How many different ways, bro? That's like 15, 17 ways I just said where you can get paid.
Yeah.
And you can deliver these virtually because the meeting planner has to keep that option open because some people are still afraid to let you on site. But I tell you what, they still have to deliver the value to the employees. They got to keep people engaged. We see examples of this on our platform all the time. Bro, you can do it.
Yeah.
But you got to up your numbers. You got to increase your volume.
Yeah.
So you weren't thinking about virtual presentations that can get you up to 50K.
Right. Now, I'm gonna say this all back to you, but the one thing I want to bring it back to was the numbers. You said my bottom number should be 10K. Right now, my bottom number is 5K for that 1 hour. So would that mean I would do 10K, 12.5, and then 15?
Yes. Increase your fee. See, I told you celebrity fees typically starts at 10,000. That doesn't mean, okay, here's what celebrity means: you have notoriety. That means you have visibility. People know who you are. And through millions of branding impressions, running ads and being number one in our space. Yes, I got a celebrity brand. I've been a celebrity insider since I've been 18. I interviewed them. I hang with them. They're my clients. I don't care who it is. I deal with them all. Blue check, celebrity verified. New York Times best-selling authors. Amazon #1 international best-selling authors. People that on television right now. We work with them all. And I don't play no favorites. So my approach has got to be the same with all of them. I'm telling you that you do have a certain celebrity because you have notoriety. You just got to have the guts enough to ask for the 10,000 and stand on it. See, that's what it really boils down to. I never said you have to be a celebrity to get 10K. I didn't say that. I said your celebrity fees typically start at 10K. But when you got a really strong brand, bro, you can get 10 to 25 going out the door if you play your cards right. I would say your sales tools really need to be impressive if you're going to be in that fee range.
I hear you.
You're going to be in that fee range. You got to have jaw-dropping credentials and all kinds of feathers in your cap. And see, this is the reason why I stand strong on my fees, because I earned it. I deserve it. I've been in the game a long time. I will walk away. If you feel like someone else can come in there and deliver more value, you can't go anywhere else in the world to book these 3 initials. You can't go anywhere else and book America's leading focus expert. I'd like to see you try. See, I know who I am. I know what I am and I know what I'm not, Rafa, and so do you.
Right.
You just got to start believing in it more. See, a lot of you're talking yourself out of your money. And I'm showing you to justify and substantiate the value as a high fee speaker through the messaging and the sales tools. Getting to $500,000 it could work if you're doing enough engagements at 5,000, but see, you got a family. You should be speaking less and earning more, not the other way around. So what's my time worth? What's my time worth for me leaving the house? See, this is what you're not understanding in your mind. You're like, oh, because I've never gotten a lot of engagements for 5,000, I don't need to be asking for 5,000. That's bullshit. You should be asking for more. If my time is limited, I should be charging more, not less. I don't have the time, Rafa. That's why I charge 50K USD. And it took me a long time to start charging from 25. Watch this. When I broke 10, I was like, oh, damn, I'm doing something. No. And then I started to understand what that travel time looked like. 9 hours in the air, flying to get a connecting flight, and then getting on another flight, flying another 9 hours so I could get to Italy. And then they had me there for 17 days. And then I was in Genoa. I was in Rhodes. Then I had to tour to Greece. Then I had to go to North Africa. Then I had to catch a ferry somewhere. Train, plane, automobile, water taxi, every single thing. When you travel overseas, that shit is stressful. You have to charge accordingly. So Rafa, the next time the meeting planner asks you what you charge, this is how you're going to walk them through it. Example, and Lisa Allman-Baldwin, I'll be right with you. The chat is blowing up. I don't know what you're putting in there because I can't read it all right now, but I'll scroll through there and get to it. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of you are not charging enough. And you are taking time away from your family and your goals. You can't get time back. And you have to place a premium on your time. And you have to believe in what you're charging. Rafa, this is what you should be charging. If you want to earn more money and you want to speak less, this is how it needs to go. And you probably can hit, you can listen, 250K should be easy to break in 2023. You just gotta, you've already, correct me if I'm wrong. The last time you talked to Auston, you start ramping up your outreach, your outbound email you moved from 25 to 50 to like 100 to over 300. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I'm doing over 100 a day.
You're doing over 100 a day. Okay. Well, that's volume. That's what you need to be doing. Okay. So you can get the 4 that you need every single month. So let's just do some math real quick. These are the goals I want you to put down. This is about math. I don't care what kind of math you took in school. I'm talking about simple addition. That's all. So Rafa, let's jot this down. This is what needs to go up on your vision board. I have a certain amount of units that I know I need to move every single day. every single week. I know a certain amount of numbers I need to put back on my calendar for follow-up calls in order for me and Austin to hit our goals for our sales funnel with our software that we have and another product that we have. I know if I want to reach my sales goal and I want my team to reach the goals, then boom, I got to be doing a certain amount of numbers. So this is what you need to be writing down on your board. How many keynotes do you want to do outside the house? You already made that clear. You want to do 2. You want to do 2 outside the house. So that, therefore, if you're going outside the house, you should be charging more. So when they ask you, Rafa, what's your keynote? If I was you, I'd be charging 15 for the keynote. You do 2 keynotes outside the house every month at 15, that's 30K. Now your virtual presentations. So what, you think I'm supposed to charge less because I speak virtually? I got a virtual presentation I got to do in Australia right after this, because it's in the morning in Australia. By the time I got to get off the queue about a Q&A, but it's gonna be like, man, 10, I think 11 a.m. or something, noon or something. I got to show up for my presentation. The guy was like, KTR, can we get a discount because it's virtual? What kind of discount are you referring to? You talking about a discount to somebody that don't know what the fuck they doing? You want to sit in the pain, or you want to pay me my money and you want to get this knowledge virtually? Because it doesn't matter whether or not I'm there or whether or not I'm here. All right. For me to be able to work it out, I work it out with you virtually right now. So remember, Rafa, 2 presentations outside the house, 15K, that's 30K right there. You want to reach $500,000? Well, then book some virtual presentations. Even if you got to cut them some slack, you book 3 virtual presentations at $10,000. How much is that, Rafa?
60K.
Okay. Times 12 is what?
720.
There you go. You're at 720 right there. See, it's all about math. Now, how much volume do you have going out so I can book those 2 at 15 and I can book those 3 at 10? That's a nice mix right there, bro. And if you watch this and you can hit it, but you got to have the balls of guts enough to ask for it. And when you ask for it, this is what it needs to sound like. Oh, Ms. Johnson, my fee. Oh, Rafa, what are your fees? Wait, first we got to say, let's talk about the 3 indicators of how you know they're serious to hire you to speak. Lisa, thank you for your patience. I'll be right with you. Anybody else who want to talk to me about numbers, I'm not taking any other question unless you talk to me about what kind of number that you have and how you're going to reach this number. Because a lot of you ain't got no plan, and that's why you ain't hitting no number. I'm helping Rafa right now. Rafa always takes one for the team. God bless him. Somebody's got to feel embarrassed. KTR got to jump on somebody like white on rice in order for you to find out what in the hell I'm talking about. Okay, Rafa. That's 720,000. Let's say you only do 25,000, 25% of that. Put 720,000 in your calculator times 25%. Tell me the number that you get.
Got it. 720 times 0.2. 1 sec.
The universe is
180.
180. Let me ask you a
Yeah.
question. Is your coaching or your speaker business ever made $180,000 before ever?
No.
Would you be happy with $180,000? Could you improve your lifestyle with 180K?
Absolutely.
Then I suggest you focus on the 720 and stop playing with me.
No.
All right. Now, here's how you're going to ask for it. First of all, let's recap. How many engagements outside the house are you doing, and what is going to be your fee?
2 engagements. The fee is 15K.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. You think them paying you 15K is worth you being away from your wife and you ain't gonna be able to sleep in your bed and snuggle up and play the little foot game that y'all play under the covers?
No, absolutely
you think 15K, you think 15K is worth the money from you being away from your beautiful little girl? They can't pay you enough to take you away from your family. So what I'm supposed to feel embarrassed about asking for 15,000? Man, stop playing with me, Rafa. 2 engagements at 15K outside the house. How many virtual presentations you gonna have on your calendar?
3.
3. What's gonna be the fee, even if you got to drop it down?
10K.
Okay, 10K. Now, collectively, you're doing that consistently every single month. May take you a little, may take you a little bit. Start pumping up the outreach. You got to get hot first. You got to get hot. But if you don't get hot and you do 25% of 720,000, we're looking at $180,000. Bro, that's life-changing money. That puts you in the top 3% of money earners in the country. I'm in the top 1%. No, I'm sorry, that puts you in the top 7 or 8%. Sorry. 180 to 250,000 is in the top 7 or 8% money earners, especially for your age. That's a game changer. That's a game changer. Now, here's how you're going to ask for it, Rafa. And you got to have the balls of guts enough to ask for it. And this is how you ask for it. Rafa, go 10 minutes to 7 on the Monday Q&A call for the 12th of December, 2022. And this is how to have the proper pricing conversation. Example, Ms. Johnson, my fee schedule is as follows. $15,000 USD for 1 hour or any portion of 1 hour. $20,000 USD for the half-day program, which is 2 to 4 hours. $25,000 for the full-day program, which is, excuse me, 4 to 8 hours. Those are my domestic fees, plus business class accommodations, hotel and airfare for 2. I request a $100 meal per diem each day you have me on site. Ground transportation, luxury town car, SUV, or limousine that picks you up to and from the home or tour city destination airport. That is door to door, no matter where I am. If I have to go speak outside the continental United States, that's U.S. Virgin Island territories and all those. Outside of that, all the fees double on all levels plus expenses. Ms. Johnson, is that within you and your committee's budget? Either no, either yes or no. If they say, yeah, Rafa, that is within our budget, or I got to talk to a couple more people. But yeah, that's in our budget. Okay, well, listen, Ms. Johnson, well, you know, in order for me to get a strong commitment from you, we got to start the ball rolling. What I need to do is I need to find out when are you going to be able to start the purchase order process. That normally takes about 7 to 10 days. If you can start that, I need a deposit to take the date off the calendar. Or if you want multiple dates, I can offer you a multi-day discount. If you pay in full, I can offer you an additional 5% off if you pay it in full instead of breaking it up in half. And then I need to send you over the speaker engagement agreement. And I also need to send you over the pre-programmed questionnaire. And I need to hop on the phone with you and some key decision makers for about maybe 15 to 20 minutes, a half an hour. And then we can get the ball rolling. Ms. Johnson, how do you feel about that? How does that sound? Oh, Rafa, that sounds great. Let's get the ball rolling. And then, you know, you got yourself half of 15,000 coming, or you're going to give them a 5% discount and you get all the money up front. Now, you see how I get that? You see how I get that stuff moving? You see how I'm able to talk about it with ice water running through my veins? Because I got a family to take care of. I got business partners. I have people relying on me. I have a platform who count on me. I have clients globally that count on me, and I don't intend on letting them down. Now, it's just real simple, Rafa. You're going to have that kind of conversation or you're not. You're going to have the balls of guts enough to ask for those type of fees or you're not. You're going to let them out talk you. I'm telling you, see, let me just make this real clear, Rafa, and I'm going to close it out. You can ask me a couple more questions if you like, and then I'm going to get to Lisa Allman Baldwin. And I don't see anybody else with their hand up because maybe don't nobody want to talk to me about numbers because you're not thinking about this shit the right way. Okay, Brian Rehorn, Brian, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you unless you're talking about numbers and what your strategy is to cycle through this program and get your work done so you can hit that number. Brian Rehorn and Lindsay, new to the platform. Lindsay, I'll be right with you. Thank you for your patience. This is necessary because some of you are going through this shit right now, but you ain't saying nothing about it. So let me just go ahead and address it. Now, Rafa, let's talk about some other things of why it's necessary to charge this much. Because when I got clients to say, well, KTR, you know, why do you charge so much? I know speakers that would do it for less. Guess what? I got clients that pay more. So what the fuck are you talking about? You think you're intimidating me? I'm the intimidator. I'm the one that has all the leverage here, not you. You have a budget. You can only book one of me. I have a brand that I literally can take to millions and millions of other companies. And the ones who want to do business with me, it's a process of elimination. When they tell me no, Rafa, I'm unfazed. I give zero fucks. I don't care. You know why? Because I got over 7 million people on my list. That's the reason why I don't care. You either want to do business with me, you want to learn how to do this business, or you don't. The client wants to benefit from all this knowledge. You want to bring your team into a new level of consciousness? Would you like to increase your employee engagement? Would you like to become more healthy? That's why you hire Rafa Escobar. You want your executive team to stop sitting in the bullshit and the muck and mire of obscurity? You want them to get out of that shit? Hire Rafa Escobar. Well, if you don't want to hire me, guess what? Then it's not worth me getting away from my family. See, what about flight time? What about prep time? What about the needs assessment prior to the call? What about my customization and my design of your signature program? What you think I'm pulling this shit out of my ass? This is skill, bro. And that's what they're paying for. They're paying for your time in the air. You have to double the fee when you travel internationally because that shit is brutal. You're tired. You got jet lag. You don't speak the language. You can't find anything to eat. Every time I travel internationally, I lose about 10 pounds. Sometimes I've lost as much as 15 pounds before because it's difficult to find things that I like to eat. So you're happy when you roll up on the street vendor and they give you a gyro that the chicken actually tastes like chicken and it's actually good. It's the American version of the gyro. Because when you go overseas, they got real authentic Greek food. Not that bullshit they serving in the United States, but you're just trying to get something that feels like you're at home, but you ain't gonna get shit that feels like you at home. And it's totally uncomfortable. Your ass is gonna get sick. Y'all have no idea the shit that I've been through, but I'm here to share it with you. That's the reason why you're giving me my 50,000. Now, if you don't want to give it to me and you're gonna take me away from my family and you're gonna take me away from the comforts of my home, that's why I get a suite. That's why I get first class, business class accommodations, hotel, airfare, limousine. You're going to pay for it all. You think food is cheap when you go on the road? I'm not going to be stressing myself out ordering food. That's why my meal per diem is $100 a day. They like, damn, KTR, you greedy. No, I'm not. Hotel food is expensive. You're paying for it, not me. Rafa, am I making sense?
This was absolutely medicinal. It was therapy. It was everything I needed to hear. It was a
Do you understand what's going on now?
Yes, it was a newfound perspective on leverage and understanding time, understanding your value, and understanding every component that goes into the speaking business. Now, here's the thing is, I heard it all, and I'm sure I'll gain my experiences through the practice, but to tell you, Kevin, I could not have received a better setup for 2023. I feel like I have a new mind as a businessman and newfound inspiration. So all I can say at this point is thank you.
You're welcome, brother. And I love you, man. You know that. And I'm always here I'd do anything for all of you. We're an extension of family. And I want to see you get this shit. And listen, I know it's a little difficult to hear me say it the way I say it.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, you either listen to me or you pay the consequences. Half-ass messaging and half-ass building a speaker business is going to get you half-ass money. Let me tell you something, bro. They underpaid me for years. It's not happening no more.
Right.
You will be without my professional services if you don't pay me what's right. And I don't give a fuck. You can stay right there where you are because I simply don't care. See, I used to care. But when you're a business professional and you're good at what you do, I'm in the top 5% of leadership speakers on planet Earth who know how to transfer knowledge at an extremely high level, hold your attention for elongated periods of time while being entertaining. You know how long it took me to attain that professional distinction? It took me, I didn't hit that until halfway through my speaking career. 37 years. Go back, half of that. That's when I knew I got that good. Because the first half of that, good God, I was struggling.
And like I said, I'm gonna have to close it out on this one and just let you know that not only thank you from a business standpoint, creating the course, providing the guidelines, and showing up the way you do, but also thank you from a personal standpoint, because behind your message, while intense, I feel the passion and I feel the pain. And that's what I connect to, because when we go through shit, it's about turning it into something, and I'm ready. So thank you, bro.
Yep, okay. You're very welcome, brother. Listen, you keep doing what you got to do. What's your money goal for 2023? What's that number?
720K.
720. If you only do 25% of that and you fail, what's that number?
I'm at a life-changing 180.
Life-changing 180. That sounds pretty good to me, bro. I remember, listen, it's really easy to hit 180. Listen, all of my mortgages combined is roughly, in a couple of car notes, is about 180. That ain't shit. All right.
Got it.
Just keep doing what you got to do, brother. Keep doing what you got to do. All right. We're always here for you.
Love you, Kev. Thank you.
Love you too, man. Lisa Altman Baldwin, talk to me.
Hello.
Hi, Lisa. I'm gonna Lisa. Let me prepare myself. Let me get into a more sedative state, Lisa. Wait a minute.
You need to quit playing.
Yeah. No, Lisa, I'm not going to approach this. I'm not going to approach you with this kind of. I love you, Lisa. Everything.
Can't wait to see you next month.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you next month.
That's crazy.
Talk to
All
me.
right. So let's start with numbers. Okay. So when you first asked us about number, I said I wrote down one a week at 5K for, and so that was 20,000 a month and then 240 a year. And then you said to triple it up. So I'm where Rafa is now.
Okay, good. Does that make sense? Did that make sense when I put the number up high and then when I cut it?
Right.
Because attrition, you need to account for attrition. So if you only working with 120 and attrition hits,
right,
now we can't leave our job.
I hear you. Yeah.
That's why I did it like that. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. So as soon as you explain it to him and you said if you only hit 25%, then that made the hair stand up on my arms, because now I understand. I mean, I understood before because you always said to put your goals higher, but doing it, giving a specific number like that, 180, like Rafa said, that's life-changing. That's life-changing because for the majority of us, we never hit that. So
Lisa, the first time I broke 180, 200,000, I almost lost my damn mind.
Right?
I was spending it like it was $1 million. But then what happens is you start booking like, okay, so let's just start real small. So, churches will give you a collection and then you get tired of getting 150 in the basket. You get tired of just getting enough for some gas money and some fast food. And then you graduate, right? You start speaking in some high schools. So you get a strong hit every once in a while, 700, 1,000. You're like, damn, I'm doing something, right? You get a couple of those a month, you get excited. Then you got 5 or 6 at 300 to 500. You're like, shit, man, I'm getting tired of getting all these checks for $300. Yeah, it's adding up. I'm able to pay some bills, but it just seemed like I'm working too hard. Like, damn, what am I doing wrong? This is what I was saying to myself. Then I started getting in the government contracting market. Shit changed my life. I was able to buy my wife a 600 Mercedes. I was able to upgrade my zip code. I'm doing like, 10, 15, 20K a month in government contracts, right? But what I learned was they were paying me 2,000 to 4,000 a day. Sometimes they would cap me out at 6,000. They're not interested in hiring the best, which I was getting really good when I got into government contracting. They don't want the best. They want to pay the cheapest. And I had to take it because when you start doing it and you start getting used to that, now, if I stop doing it now, I can't support my lifestyle, right? So, but I said something's wrong because I was seeing all my other speakers who I had in my mind, they were at the 10, 20, 30, 40. And then at that stage in the game, that's when Les Brown asked me to come speak on his stage. And then I started to be around big time talent. And I was like, okay, I got some stuff to learn, but I was holding my own with world-class talent. And I was still, quote unquote, a motivational speaker. I hadn't yet learned how to teach, facilitate, transfer knowledge.
Right.
I was far from this KTR. This is before I was a brand. So then I started, see, I wasn't focused on one market. I was just saying, you know what? I'm going to speak to everybody. Why do you think I have 2,700 paid speaking engagements? That's not supposed to happen.
Right.
Somebody should have got with me early on in my career had I known better. But see, some people have to go through shit like Sammy Davis Jr. had to go through and take one for the team so other people can prevail. And that's me in this industry. I'm very unique in that way, but I'm glad I had to do it, Lisa, and I wouldn't change it because you know why? That's why I can tell you about every single market. Now, then I graduated. So I said, okay, well, I'm tired of doing all these trainings because the government contracts, they wanted me there all day. I'm like, damn, they got me here all day and they only want to pay me $2,000 to $4,000. Now that's cool when you're doing 10 of those a month. But see, what I'm thinking in my mind is, remember, numbers, Lisa. Okay, damn, this month, I used to tell my wife, I used to go home like, babe, I'm the man. I did like 27,000 and some change in speaking engagements this month. She was like, damn, babe, that's good. Yeah, but I'm supposed to be doubling that.
Right.
But I'm not charging enough. So now I'm working too much. They got me there all day long, paying me $2,000 to $4,000. I'm supposed to be making that for 1 hour, but I don't know how to do it yet because I don't know how to ramp up my marketing. Then I started getting into the colleges. So I started speaking in colleges. 1 year I booked like 25 freshman orientations. Next year I did like 30. And I said, damn, the college market really loves me. I'm doing great. But it's the same thing with them. Now I got to front all of my expenses. I got to take all my money out. Before I get there, they have my check when I get on campus, but damn, I'm having this shit is too hard. Then I got in the corporate and association market. Right after I had my speaking engagement at Motivational Monday with Les Brown, I got my first Fortune 500 client, pharmaceutical giant Bristol Myers Squibb. They hired me for 8 separate engagements. Now, they didn't pay me at a really, really high fee, but it was enough for me to get that on my resume, Lisa, just like you getting Blacks at Microsoft on your resume right now. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
Then what I did was I built from that and I started getting some leverage. And then Tyco was the first company. They were electronics. They were a gaming company and they electronics back in the 70s. Then they did heavy in security. They were the first company to pay me my first check for $5,000 USD. Right. And it just kept going. It just kept, the lady paid it to me so easy. I could have easily got 10,000 from her. She was shocked. She was like, that's all? Yeah, I only want 5,000. So I did like a half-day program for $5,000. Then see, once you get used to earning money, it was the same thing when I was hustling dope. I didn't know what I was doing, but then when I started making money and that money was coming in so fast, it scared the shit out of me. And I was getting thousands of dollars in my hand every single day. I'm like, damn, I want more. This is how the universe works. Whatever you putting out there, more. I want more. I started doing real estate. I was going to settlement with my hat turned around backwards, pants hanging off my ass. I said, I'm a little rough. I'm street. But when I learn what they learn, I'm going to be able to make just as much money as them. And that's exactly what I did. I flipped over 600 houses. I couldn't get enough cash. I could never get enough of it. And then speaking was the same way. I obsessed with it, Lisa, because I wanted to get the repetitions in. I was interested in them stop jerking me around because I was allowing them to give me whatever they wanted me to have until I learned my value and my worth in the corporate and association market. And I said, I'm not doing it for that anymore. And I said, they're going to pay me what's right, or I'm not going. Now, I had to learn how to get this kind of leverage. And then now you get to the point where, I mean, I got all the leverage. I mean, I don't give a damn whether or not they say yes or no. I don't care if the prospect says yes or no.
So I have a question going back to what you were telling Rafa about, he's going to do 5K, but then when the times he's out of the house, he's going to do the 10K. So what my question is, and this doesn't have anything to do with me knowing the value of what I bring or anything, but my question is, going forward, I guess my hesitation is asking for the 10K for an hour when I haven't done a high fee keynote yet. So I haven't done a high fee 5K yet.
But it's not the point.
I know.
The point is substantiating and justifying your value and you believing that you're worth that.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa, you're already traveling all around the world. You're already spending an insane amount of time traveling abroad. Even though you love it, that's your profession. They're going to take you away from a lifestyle that you love right now, and I'm not supposed to charge more for that? Okay. You got to hang a premium on it. See, here's what I learned, Lisa. So my brother, he builds, we have a business together. So he builds custom motorcycles and custom cars. We like cars. So we turn it into a profit. So we go to Barrett Jackson and some of these other car shows. And so, the value of a car, a classic car, the value is what I say is worth and what someone else is willing to pay for. Fuck the Kelly Blue Book. It's what yo, man, I got to have that car. So people be standing right in front of us sometimes. I see my brother do it. Hey, listen, man, this is the price I want for the car. And there's 2 other guys out trying to bid. Listen, man, I go 25,000 over right now if you sell me the car. Oh, really? Oh, well, bro, no disrespect. We don't even need to be talking to you no more. Can you match that over 25? Did I said I wanted, he's willing to go 25 over. Are you willing to match that? Oh man, how you gonna do that to me, sir? Let's not get in our emotions. It's not about what we're doing to you, it's what you're doing to yourself because you don't have the money. Sir, do you have, and the dude pulls out cash. Money talks, bullshit walks. Bullshit runs the marathon, actually. I don't want to hear it. You're, Lisa, overanalyzing, saying that you're talking yourself out of you're not worth it. As soon as you start thinking like that, the universe is going to snatch it away from you.
Well, I wasn't,
worth it or not?
I am, but I would, my question was more, my question, okay. I'm not going to argue with you. Okay, so 10K for an hour.
Yeah.
Half day program is how much?
15,000.
15,
Full day program, 25,000.
25.
And all
Okay.
that doubles if you got to travel and speak overseas.
Okay.
Brian Rehorn, I'll be right with you. Lindsay, I'll be right with you. I'll let her. I see your hand up. You listen, if you're not talking to me about numbers and a plan of how you're going to reach your numbers and what you've done in your speaker business to start doing outreach, and you're not talking to, I don't want to talk. This
Okay.
is about numbers. This whole thing is about math. No disrespect to anybody. I want action. You
Okay.
want to get better at this business? You pay me to hold you accountable. I'm doing my job. Lisa, what's your other question?
Okay.
Calm down. Let's get back to
Okay. All right. So I got that one down. All right. So for my second question, you answered it by on the strategy. I mean, on my support ticket.
Mhm.
So I'm not disagreeing with you, but
Okay.
when I had asked you, so for everybody else who didn't read it, obviously, I had someone that I had a strategy call with before. We're supposed to swing back around to him in December, which I did.
Yes.
And when he and I talked the first time, what he was thinking of me doing is having intermittent leadership trainings with him. Okay.
Mhm.
So I think in the message I sent you, I think I said, let's say we're going to do 4. I think I said trainings.
Mhm.
So what I was asking you, and I wasn't disagreeing with you on the price, but what I was asking is from their point of view, if let's say I was there in person or on Zoom, whatever, for a half day, okay, and it was 15K.
Mhm.
And let's say they said, okay, we want to spread out those 4 hours over 4 different dates.
Okay.
And so that's why I was asking you, would I still charge them the same as if I was doing it all in one day? If I was trying to, I wasn't trying to, I was trying to think from their end. If it was me, I would ask, if I'm, let's say I'm paying you 15,000, right, for the half day. If I'm saying to you, Kevin, I'm spreading it out over those trainings over 1 hour over 4 different days.
Okay.
The way you say it, I should be charging the 15,000 each time.
And why not? And another thing, another mistake that speakers make all the time, Lisa, and you're making it right now, is you're trying to guess what they're willing to pay you without even having a conversation. You're snatching your deal out of the universe before you even have a proper negotiation.
Well, I'm not, no.
Communication is negotiation.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to guess what they're willing to pay. I'm saying if it was me, I'm just thinking how I think. If I was,
it's not, you don't think like you think like the person who controls the budget.
Okay.
That's another mistake that speakers make. They're like, oh, well, I wouldn't do that. And you're not the one who controls the purchase order. Have a conversation first. I answer support tickets about this kind of stuff every day.
Okay.
And what you're doing is you're talking yourself out of it because you wouldn't operate like that. You're not the person that makes the decision. This is why your sales tools and your marketing collateral and your messaging, look at what you've been able to accomplish with Blacks and Microsoft. And you're still talking to me like this, Lisa, stop playing with me.
Okay. Okay.
Like seriously, like I just told you, if they're taking you away from a lifestyle that you love, and you made it real clear that you love your lifestyle like I do. I'm not dumbing my lifestyle down, so I have to take less. So I have to put up, it takes a lot to be KTR. I like it, but it ain't easy. You got to pay me what's right, and they need to pay you what's right. All of you need to be getting paid what's right. You're spending a lot of time in the air. You're spending a lot of time traveling. Because after a while, that little signal in your mind is gonna go off, and you're gonna say to yourself, you know what you're gonna say? This ain't worth it. See, some of you working a job right now and you telling yourself, this ain't getting it. It ain't cutting it no more. This is not worth my time. And if that job is getting in your way, you need to remove that obstacle and come up with a plan. So it's the numbers. So what's your numbers, Lisa?
720.
There it is. Okay. If you fail, what does a failure rate look like? 25% failure rate looks like what?
180.
Okay. Is that enough to move you away from what you're doing and give you more time freedom?
Damn Skippy.
There it is. Well, then that's all. I'm in support of that.
Okay.
Whatever it takes to do that, that's why I'm here.
Yes, sir.
You have any other
Okay.
questions or comments?
Yes. So I wanted to give you the recap of what happened with the first training with the blacks at Microsoft.
Please do share your wins. Because guess what? You got a clear path to the money.
Right.
It's going to happen.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay. So it was last Tuesday. It was virtual. At the height of people logging in from all over the world for the training, because the rep was really good. She did a lot of promos ahead and, connecting with her team. 720 people were logged in.
Mm-hmm.
Once it got called down to people who could stay on, there were about 60.
Nice.
And so it went really well. I got messages upon messages upon messages about how they loved it, the questions, they loved the breakout rooms. When we did a breakout room and came back and I asked people, what did you talk about in your group? And they said how one guy said he loved it, how vulnerable people were, and talked about, how they're feeling about their jobs. Because I gave them a worksheet questionnaire to fill out. So we did a meditation first, then I had them work on their worksheet. Then I had them go in the breakout groups and talk about some of the things in their the worksheet, and then come back and we kind of did a, roundtable Q&A and then follow up. So anyway, I've gotten, and then they recorded it. They gave me the recording for it and they put it out to the team in their Microsoft Teams thing. So I got messages upon messages upon messages about how much they loved it and how the questions were so thoughtful. The rep said to me, "You absolutely crushed it. I got a lot of things out of it for my own training." She said, I wouldn't be surprised because there's several different blacks at Microsoft groups, and then she had connected over 4 or 5 different groups across Microsoft. There were different, not all blacks at Microsoft, but she sent it out to about 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "I wouldn't be surprised if people were booking you left and right." She said, "You better get ready." That's what she said.
Standing ovation. Standing ovation for Lisa Auburn Baldwin. Standing ovation. Y'all stop playing with my girl. Standing ovation. Everybody needs to stand up right now. That's how you do it. Stop playing with me. Let's get some money.
Right. So, so that was the thank you, everybody. I see the chat picking up. So anyway, and then a lot of them said, "Oh, I can't wait till the one in January," because part 2 is in January 19th. So, and then what I also did is all of those people that were in the Microsoft Teams, I connected with all of them on LinkedIn, said, "Thank you for coming to the part 1. I look forward to seeing you part 2. If you need any assistance in the meantime, contact me." So I've been.
Hey, Lisa, I know you was doing the Tina Turner dance. Big wheels keep on turning. What?
Right.
What? Again,
Right.
Stages.
Right.
Develop her messaging in her 4 signature programs. Phraseology. She has a brand. She was not thinking that the market was going to be feeling her brand. Now she's doing business with blacks at Microsoft. She developed her website, her speaker video demo, her speaker info kit. She now has leverage in the marketplace. Are y'all listening to this? She's not a paid spokesperson, not as much hell as she's been through. And she started to do outreach. She set her sales funnel up. I'm talking about Lisa Auburn Baldwin. If I had to count how many support, I'm talking 50, 100, hundreds of nonstop support tickets. And this is how it comes to the end. When you start doing outreach, this is what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. You want that to be you? I don't care about her success. She don't care about mine. What about yours? This shit is real. This is not some figment of your imagination, pie in the sky. Lisa, what did the lady tell you in Microsoft again? Hold on, you got to give me that one again. She said, get ready, because what?
She said, I wouldn't be surprised if people start contacting you to book you. She said, because where she connected was across several different groups at MISO. So it was the cyber intel group. It was everything. And then she's also chief of staff for one of the 4 top VPs at Microsoft. So she said, I wouldn't be surprised if they start contacting you left and right. So you better get ready. That's what she said. And
what did you teach again, Lisa? What was the title to your presentation that you did?
It was 2 parts. The one was completing and remembering 2022. And then the second part is, I can't remember right off the top of my head what I called it. Hold on a second, I can tell you.
Call it's time to get paid.
It was defining and creating an authentic and intentional 2023.
There it is. There it is. Now let me ask you this. When you were delivering it in the feedback, how does that feel when you crafted those signature programs and you worked hard on that messaging and that was in the marketplace with a major corporation, Fortune 500 company that is fit? This is your breakthrough, Lisa, just like when I got pharmaceutical giant Bristol Myers Squibb.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my mind. I said, damn, I got a Fortune 500 client. I can't believe it. Yes, believe it.
Right. I was flying high for 3, 4, 5 days.
Ain't no question about it. And guess what? You're gonna be flying real high when it leads to the money pot, because that's exactly where it's headed. All you got, listen, just keep believing in yourself, Lisa. And you don't need me to tell you what to do at this stage. You've been doing it. You've been doing it, sis. You're doing it. Yeah. You did that, not me, not Austin. You did that. Just keep believing in yourself and keep delivering the value, because I'm telling you right now, the feedback that they gave you, that's exactly when you crush it with these companies and you leave that fluffery and that other bullshit out. That's what they want to hire you for. That's why they want to bring you in, because they have a problem with that right now. Can't you see what's going on? Based upon your presentation, what did you learn about the people you were delivering that value to that were in your audience? What did you learn from them?
That they were all struggling with a lot of the same things, and that there's kind of, they felt disconnected in some way. And part of it might be because everyone's working virtually, but even one of the comments he wrote when it was time to come back from the breakout group, he wrote, no, I was just getting to meet my new friends, in different countries and everything. Mm-hmm. But the most thing people said is that they were really happy with the questions I put on the worksheet for them, because they had to really think. And another guy said, well, I'm really going to dig into this more. And I gave them another worksheet of things they had to think about and answer for the next one for January. Mm-hmm. So, there we go. But the other thing I wanted to say for everybody else on the call, so I've been in the program with you now since a year and a half. Mm-hmm. And have been working what I can, only really like 50% because I have a day job. So, hearing you give me the accolades on how much I've been able to do. And that was only when I was able to do it at 50% because I had a day job that pays the bills. Mm-hmm. So, if I get one of those, when I get one of those first ones, the day job leaves that day.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'll be the end of that.
Well, guess what? So, and because what'll happen is they could easily turn that into a series of trainings, and then so now you gotta ramp up your numbers and your outreach. Watch this, because by the time that your other presentation with Microsoft, you get on the other side of it, you get into 2023, that's probably gonna branch off into maybe 3 to 5 to 6 presentations for starters. Probably before the weather breaks, mm-hmm. Paid engagements. And what you want to do is your other outreach. Now you got other things start trickling in. And now Microsoft, you got to ride that wave for as long as it's going to last, because eventually it's going to dry up a little bit. Right. You might be able to come back for an annual. You might be able to go to different countries, because it seems like they really, really like you a lot. And when they like you like that, they start finding different ways to utilize you throughout the organization, and you're already getting help from the inside. See, that's the hardest thing to do, is when you get people on the inside that really like you, because I've had people at the top, they knew, one of the managers knew that it was the right thing to do to bring me in, but the general manager of the stadium had different ideas.
Right.
So then somebody could kill your deal. But see, you got all the right people supporting you and got the ball rolling. You got everybody feeling good, not to feel good like blowing smoke up their ass, but to feel good like, damn, she really came in here and there was some medicine in her message. You're amazing. I've been telling you that from day one.
Yeah,
This is what I do. This is why I love you so much. This is why I believe in you so much. Now you understand that the client believes in you as much as I do. Do you at least understand that?
I totally understand that now.
You about to get paid. You about to get paid. Hey, listen, I don't need a percentage. All I need is the biggest hug in the world when we see each other on stage. We'll be together on the same stage in January.
Right.
Okay. Lisa, do you have any other questions? I got some other I got to get to.
Yeah, I have one last thing. So my last question is, I sent you a support ticket. You didn't have a chance to answer it yet, but what I want to know is if I had an idea about reaching out back to people who I'd had strategy calls with before, that never booked anything,
right?
And have a lead in and tell them about this 2-part training that I did with Microsoft. I'm not telling them I did it with Microsoft, but use the same outline and everything and say, this is what I wrote. Hold on, let me just go real quick, because I don't want you to get to everybody else.
It's okay.
Okay. Hello, so-and-so, and hope you're doing well. I wanted to swing back around to you regarding how I may be able to be of service to you and your organization as we close out 2022 and set our sights on 2023. I've received a great deal of positive feedback about my new dynamic interactive 2-session training program designed to offer the following benefits. And so it would have the same benefits as what I put in my proposal to Microsoft, and it would have the explanation of the 2 trainings. And then at the bottom, I said, I welcome the opportunity to speak with you about this effective leadership training program at your earliest convenience. Here's a link to schedule a date and time that works best for you. So I wanted to get your opinion if that would be something good to send out either to the people who have had strategy calls with and or new people.
That feels good when I just listen to it. Effective communication should feel good and it should sound good. That sounded good to my ear. Let me read over it if I got any improvements on it. I'm probably going to answer support ticket. Today has been rather brutal. I don't know if I'm going to get to it tonight, but tomorrow morning.
That's okay.
Tomorrow morning I should be able to get to it.
Okay.
All right. And I'll give you some feedback on it. Again, that felt good. Listen, I remember when you used to say stuff to me like that, and I would change the shit right here on the Q&A. Remember that?
Right.
So that felt good. Just let me read over it, give it the once over, and then we can send that out.
Okay. And then I finished my final for my speaker showcase presentation. So I'm practicing that several times a day. So when January comes, I'm gonna bring it.
Oh, I know you are. I already know. Listen, everybody bought it at the first showcase. They all had great presentations because I helped all of you with your messaging, so it would show up well on camera. And and by the way, for everybody who we owe showcase footage to, I just hired somebody brand new to come in and help us out to finish all of the showcase videos. So that should be wrapped up probably at the beginning of the year. I will send an email out to everybody who we owe footage to. I know that I let you access some footage. I still got some more footage and pictures I need you to access, but the finished reels are coming up very, very soon. We have a template that we're getting together, and we're walking that thing into home play. Thank you so much for all of your patience and being able to work with us. We're not going to let you down. All right. So,
okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Love
Lisa,
you.
no doubt.
Love
no
you.
doubt.
See you in a couple of weeks.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Okay. Lisa Allman Baldwin. God, I love it when they show up with wins. Okay, Brian Rehorn. Okay. Numbers.
January 6th.
Yeah, Brian, we're going to be on stage together, buddy.
Yeah. My numbers are writing a day, writing 1 hour a day, studying 2 to 4 hours, 6 to 8 hours sleep.
Okay.
Hour to hour and a half exercising and eating right. That includes shopping, cooking, eating, and cleaning up.
Okay.
Okay.
Lindsay, excuse me, real quick, Brian. Lindsay, I'll send you the information if you want to know about the speaker showcase. I'll send you the deck and I'll send you the email over. If it still may be an opportunity to showcase with us, but these are events that we're doing once a quarter on our platform to highlight and showcase the talent that we have. We all assemble together. Each speaker gets 10 minutes. Brian is showcasing, Lisa Allman Baldwin is showcasing amazing assemblage of talent that we're going to have on stage, and everybody is going to be presenting their signature program, Lindsay, that I'm starting to help you out with right now. Finish up, Brian.
Yeah, so as far as the money's concerned, I got to do the work to get the money, and I spent a lot of money on showcase. I spent 2.5 hours yesterday booking the room. Now, the way it's laid out, the 4th, 5th, and 6th, I had to fly in on the 3rd,
Okay.
then fly home on the 7th because of the flight schedule, which was fine. It cost me about another $500, but that's money well spent. I know the ROI in that is priceless.
And when you see the footage, like I've been through some of the footage, the quality of the footage of everybody's performance just looks amazing. Once we get the editor to put it all in sequence and get the camera moving and give everybody a good reel of their performance, where we had like 4 different camera angles. So obviously there's like literally it's like hours and hours of video to go through, but I got it all worked out now. I got the right man on the job to be able to give everybody a great reel. But what we shot, man, it looked amazing. I mean, the production team is first class, professional staging, lighting, sound, the whole 9 yards. And we're just going to keep getting better and better, man. You know, I've had to take a lot of lumps as you know, as we all do in this year. And I've been through a lot of adversity like you all have. And I've just been doing the best job I can. But we're going to keep getting better and better and better at it, just like you're getting better and better at it, at what you're doing, and just keep delivering, Brian. That's all I want you to do. Keep practicing on your signature program. Oh, you had a challenge with your YouTube link. What's going on with that?
I didn't know I had one. I sent it to you, and I don't think I included the link, but I went to open it up, and I couldn't do it because it asked me to open the YouTube channel link with my Gmail address. Well, it turns out that I have 2 different email addresses. I have a Gmail addresses, and I have a Google account login. Between those 3, that took me 4 hours, and my head was spinning yesterday.
Okay, so, listen. If you get stuck like that from now on, submit a support ticket, and all Austin's going to tell you to do is Google how to log into my YouTube channel, or how to create a YouTube account, or whatever the case is, and it'll walk you through it, and it'll save you a whole lot of time. So, okay, so you have a YouTube channel, correct?
It says I do. I wrote it down, and I went to look for it, and I couldn't find it.
Okay, you go to YouTube and hit sign in. YouTube is owned by Google, so they're going to ask for your Gmail or your email address so you can log in. You have to log into your account first. Brian, go Google how to upload a YouTube video. And then what you're going to do is you're going to upload the YouTube video to your channel from your phone. You need to have the YouTube app on your phone, upload it from your phone, and then hit share. And it's going to copy the URL. You're going to copy that to me. That's the link to the demonstration video you want me to see, or your test video. And then I can open it up and review it. Other than that, you're going to send the audio right. You can send an audio file right from your phone. You can send it through your email.
I did that.
Okay, well, I could not open up a link to view or hear anything. All it was words in there. It was not a link I could open up. So you got to get
on the text.
Yes, you sent me a support ticket. You sent me a text. I couldn't open up anything.
Well,
Listen, put the specific challenge that you're dealing with in a support ticket.
Okay, yeah.
Let Austin give you some suggestions about how to fix it.
Well, I was gonna give it till tomorrow to try to do it myself, and then I was gonna put a support ticket in.
If you go to YouTube, and whatever your challenge is, go inside of YouTube. Go to YouTube and type in the search engine how to upload a YouTube video, how to get into my YouTube account. They're going to give you step-by-step process. Follow them steps and get into your account.
Okay, all right. Now I got one comment on how
One of your
about.
one of your classmates, Terry Wade, one of the top coaches in the industry. Terry just put support for Google right there so you can figure it out.
Okay, I'll cut and paste that. Now going back to what you said about charging a higher fee. I remember in my home improvement business, I was talking to somebody and I was saying, I got so much work, I don't know what to do with it. He told me, he goes, Brian, you want to make more money? He goes, just start charging more and you'll work less. Well, I went from 60,000 one year. The very next year, I went to 143,000.
Well, there you go. It's the same
Right.
speaking.
Same thing. Yeah.
Same
So
thing.
I'm shooting for the stars, and if I hit the moon, I'm doing amazing.
That's what I said. You aim high, and even if you fail, you still earn a very, very nice income. You got any other questions or comments, Brian, so I can get to Lindsay and Arletta? I saw your hand up earlier. If you have another question, please do raise it. As long as you're talking to me about numbers, that's what I want to talk to everybody about. So, Brian, you have a plan. You're showcasing. You're gonna have footage coming up. You finish your signature programs. You're gonna have footage for your speaker video demo. Once you get on the other side of January, now you got to start finishing up so you can start doing outreach like Rafa. Do you, Brian? Are you hearing some of these people came on the platform after you?
No.
And some of them before you.
Well, my situation is the accident case.
Okay.
I'm not allowed.
Are we gonna keep talking about that? Is that gonna be your go-to every single time, or what's stopping you from getting the work done? I mean, I'm just asking.
No, right now, yeah, because of social media, they have these investigators searching social media to see what you're doing.
Okay, well, that's the social media strategy. I understand that. Some of our students have a sensitive nature of their job, high security clearance. Some of them are in the financial sector. Some of them have a difficult work for hire agreement where they can't do a lot of social media, but they're still building all the stuff behind the scenes. Their plan is, as soon as that is over, that's not going to last forever. And then you can start posting on social media.
Absolutely. That's right. Build the arsenal. Correct.
Exactly. That's it.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments?
That's it. Thanks. I'll see
All right,
you.
Brian. I see you in January, brother. Love you,
Got
man.
it.
Stay focused. Stay focused. That's what it's all about. And Brian Rehorn is another example, ladies and gentlemen, on this platform that he's had a difficult time, but he is never given up. Lindsay, talk to me. Lindsay Vertner, new to the platform.
Yes,
How are you, Lindsay?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here and ready to get started.
What's your question or your comment?
So we're talking numbers, and I had told you on our initial call that 250, a $250,000 was my goal for the new year.
Okay.
But then when you were saying to double and triple it, then I upped it to 600 a year. But then whenever you mentioned about even if you don't hit that number, if you hit 25% of that number, then will you be fine with that? And so whenever I did 25% of 600K, that was not 250K. So that means my goal needs to be 1 million for the year, which 25% of that would be 250.
Okay. Yeah. And you already know what you're going to have to do in order to book those. Now, Lindsay, unlike a lot of people on our platform, you've gotten paid 10K before to speak. You just needed marketing help and messaging. We're just giving your speaker business a facelift. And, it's just the same thing what I told Lisa. You've got to be able to substantiate and justify your value. You need more leverage in the marketplace in order to do that. If you're going to charge more, then you're going to have to be more. You're going to have to be more confident. You're going to have to be more productive. You have to be real huge in marketing. You're going to have branding. See, That's the reason how you can gain more leverage. Arletta and Rodney, I do see your hand up. I'll be right with you as soon as I wrap up with Lindsay. So Lindsay, it's not like you're not worth it. It's not like you can't deliver. See, remember what I told you. You have a very unique story because you survived a traumatic brain injury. That's like Sully, who landed the plane on the Hudson Bay and nobody died. He's an instant hero, right? When you've been through something special like that, like a shark attack and your arm got chopped off, like you are in what I call a specialty space, that you have an actual story that almost took your life, probably multiple times. And because you're here, that kind of special. So remember, what we got to do is we got to dig out the experience from the journey, and we got to upgrade your messaging, and we got to upgrade your sales tools, and that's going to substantiate and justify your value. Because honestly, if I were you, I would be charging a gargantuan fee. If I were you, I'll be going out the door at $25K every time, but only after you got to make these upgrades first.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were you, I'd be charging $25,000 because you almost lost your life. And for you to get me on your stage, for me to tell you my story, how I almost died, are you coming up off that money? Because that's the kind of space. See, a lot of you speakers, you simply don't understand all these different categories. You're in a very, very special, rare category. I told you when I talked to you, Lindsay, I met a guy, I only met maybe like 5 people that survived traumatic brain injury. Lindsay, give them the percentage of the people, the type of surgery that you had. Give them the percentage of people that survive from that.
None. Actually, if you Google it, 99% of them say that there's no coming back from being brain dead.
Well, there you go. See? And
So they shouldn't even have done the surgeries in the first place. But that's a but God moment.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm saying. So when you have that God moment, and you know that that's what it is, so that's the reason how come that's another factor. When you're like when you're in danger, you're gonna see Tyran Jackson is gonna be showcasing with us in DC in January. Tyran survived a boating accident. He was with his wife. His wife died in a boating accident. Tyran lost both his legs. He's speaking at our showcase to tell his story. See, that's the kind of, you're in that category with Tyran. He was the same way with you. He's already doing great, but he needed help upgrading. So when you get in that category of that kind of speaker, understand that it's the specialness that comes along with that. So your confidence should not be fractured one bit by asking for more.
Yes, sir.
That's all. I'm here to help you understand why you should be asking for more. It's torture. It's torment. You almost lost your life, for Christ's sakes. That is a special category in this industry. I'm in a different kind of category. Now, I almost lost my life multiple times because I was out on the street hustling dope. I did it to myself. I didn't get in an accident, and I didn't almost die from something. I almost died from people trying to kill me. Now, that doesn't qualify in the speaking industry. What does qualify for me getting 50,000 is that I'm one of few African-American males in the history of Brooklyn, New York. I'm not even a resident of Brooklyn, New York yet. Me and Austin got a day named after us. Notorious B.I.G., late great Christopher Wallace, got a day named after him. Fat Joe, another famous rapper. You're gonna have to, it's a very short list of people of color that got a day named after them, and I'm one of them. And you'll see that right in my speaker info kit. See, it's just another feather in my cap. That's why I'm in the top 5% of leadership speakers globally who are this skilled at transferring knowledge at an extremely high level, holding your attention for elongated periods of time while being entertaining. Somebody sent me a support ticket one time and said, KTR, how in the hell are you able to keep your energy up that long for a 2-3 hour Q&A call on Monday? Skill. Because I worked hard at it, Lindsay. I have the credentials. I have a celebrity brand. See, there's a lot of factors into why I charge 50K. What kind of factors roll into you charging 25K? Yeah, let's start with you almost lost your life.
Mm-hmm.
And 99% of the people don't come back. Nobody comes back from that. So that puts you in a really, really rare category. Therefore, you can justify the fee for charging more. Did I just help you understand that?
Yeah.
And that's the reason why you shouldn't be at 10, you should be at 25.
And it's funny that you said that because I had written down 20K per keynote whenever just listening through the call. And then you said something. And so I said, I think that should be 25. And then literally seconds later, you said that should be 25 at least.
Yeah. See, I know how to properly price this stuff because I'm immersed in speakers. I assess speakers every single day. Every day. When you're rare and it's not that many of you walking around on planet Earth, then damn it, you should charge more. What I saw him on, I just onboarded him. Let me see. I saw him on Joseph Van Dusen is on the call, is on the call tonight. He hasn't asked a question yet, but Joseph is a stealth bomber fighter pilot. He flies commercial now, but that's what he used to do. That's rare air. He should charge more. How many stealth fighter bomber pilots do you know, Lindsay?
None.
But we got one on this platform now. It's the first time for everything. See, that's a specialty kind of speaker. So he charges more. Aaron Galoob. I just saw the thing pop up. Aaron Galoob he's one of our blue check verified celebrities on our platform. Aaron is the first blind Division I long snapper in the history of Tulane University. He also was an NFL free agent. Aaron charges more because he's legally blind, but he still plays football. He ain't never heard no shit like that before in your life.
No.
He trusted me to help him with his messaging because he was struggling with it and he got tired of charging less. He didn't simply understand how special he was. See, you're special. I'm special. Jonathan King is special. Lisa Allman, but all of you are special. You need to understand how special you are because a lot of you don't understand the right number. You don't understand the right number because you don't understand how special you are. I hope if you forget, you need to go back and look at this entire Q&A because all I've been talking about is numbers. Oh, I just see Joseph Van Dusen. That's what I'm talking about. My boy just put $23 million all in for speaking, coaching, and consulting. By the way, Joseph, remember, that's called the Golden Triangle System. Joseph's already doing consulting. He's going to add speaking and he's doing coaching. Golden Triangle System. You get 3 of them working at the same time. That's how you can absolutely explode your revenue. Oh, okay. A blind. Okay, Vernice used to coach Aaron. Oh, you said, is that what is that, goal ball? A blind sport. I'm sorry. Goal ball is a blind sport. I see you put it in there. Okay. Hey, Joseph said, let's go. Again, why does Joseph get paid the money that he gets paid? Because he has to risk his life every time he flies. And he does it for a living, taking off and landing safely. The stories that guy has when he was in the military and then he's flying commercial right now, please, you're going to pay me to hear these stories. You can believe that. You're going to pay me to hear that I almost lost my life and I'm walking around right now. And Lindsay, that's why your profile picture got that big ass smile on your face. I'd be smiling like that too if I almost died from a traumatic brain. I mean, this is the kind of talent that we have on our platform. Y'all need to understand how special you are. And your level of specialness dictates the type of money that you make in this industry. And when you don't understand it, you're just literally shooting yourself in the foot. Lindsay, have I helped clarify some things on this Q&A call? Have you enjoyed your experience on the platform? Was this your second day?
Well, technically, we onboarded this morning.
Technically, that's right. Technically, we did onboard this morning. So this is your first day on the platform. Are you enjoying your experience thus far?
Yes.
There you go. I told you was in good hands. I told you I don't play around with this stuff. I take it serious. So anything else you want to know about how to go in there, you saw Rafa Escobar and Lisa Allman Baldwin just got into the procurement system with Blacks and Microsoft. It took her a long time to get there, but let me tell you something. Her whole world is getting ready to change. Her whole life is getting ready to change in 2023. I don't make promises, Lindsay. I make guarantees. These hands and this mind, if I know how to work this, then that's what I can guarantee you. And I guarantee you're going to be a high fee speaker. You just got to start acting like it. Now, by the way, what's your timeline on when you're going to give me my signature program template and in the upgraded bio for me?
By the end of the week.
There we go. You got any other questions or comments? And I got 2 more people I got to get to, and we get ready to wrap up the Q&A.
Yes, if I'm doing 25K for the 1 hour, then what do I do for the half day and the full day?
Okay. You want the escalation. So you probably want to go up in increments of the bigger your brand, the more you can escalate the fee. Like I go from 50, then I go to 75, then I go to 100. I jump it up by 25K. But I can get away with that because I'm just that good, right? I deliver that much value. See, you pay me 100K for a full day program, and I'm going to help you stop hemorrhaging millions of dollars. I can do it through sales. I can do it through productivity, time management, organizational skills, efficiency. I can do it through employee engagement. I can do it through communication strategies. I can do it through executive management. I mean, there's so many different ways I bring value, and I demonstrate that to them on the call. And before you know it, they're like, shit. Yeah, we need to go get his check. And your CEO is not going to be too happy if you don't pay me, because then they're going to say, wait a minute, you had this guy with this level of skill. Listen, I just had a client that turned me down, and that's okay. They said, KTR, we already know you're expensive. We can't afford you right now. We have to revisit this later on in 2023. I said, no problem. Mm-hmm. They already know they got to go find my money because I looked the part. You thought my mother taught me how to dress and coordinate? My mother taught me how to dress like this when I was a little boy. I never forgot it. She said, baby, don't step out the house unless you matching from head to toe, drawers, socks, everything. And if you accessorize, make sure it matches perfectly in the same color family. And then if you're going to get fancy with color, make sure you make a statement and be proud of what you wear. There you go. I don't have to worry about no other speaker dressing like me. Lindsay, you got any other questions or comments?
No, that was all.
All right. Welcome to our platform. Thank you so much for trusting us with your speaker brand. And you've already had a lot of success, but you haven't seen nothing yet.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. My God, is she special? Good God. Look at, let me tell you something. If you think whatever you had going on in your life was hard, this woman is not supposed to be here. But the man upstairs had a different kind of plan. Let me see. I believe it was, Arletta. Arletta, Rodney, and then Haley. I'll be right with you. Haley showcasing with us. Rodney showcasing with us coming up. Arletta, talk to me.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
I miss you, Arletta. Love you. I'm doing great. I'm doing super fantastic. I just lost 5 more pounds. What? Huh? I got another custom fedora. Come on now. What do I look okay?
You look amazing.
Thank you.
Well, I just wanted to do like a quick update on what I've been doing, which has been main-based strategy. And so tonight we're talking a lot about numbers. And what I realized is that I have been sitting on money. So I wasn't looking at all the different streams that were working on the inside of me, because I figured I would only catch it from one angle. So when I was not doing the best job at pitching my speaking expertise, I found that I was also sitting on the fact that I'm an expert at trauma recovery. And so what I did is I redid a marketing strategy, and I launched last week my coaching program, and I signed 3 clients.
Look at you.
And so, and what I found out, which is really insane, is that I earned the cost to be exactly who I am. And you know how sometimes we struggle with imposter syndrome because we have too many things going on all at the same time, and then we're trying to be everything to all people. And the thing about this industry is that you have to be comfortable with who you are, and then everyone else just has to follow suit. It's like a take it or leave it type of deal. And so for me, I had hit like a really, really hard rock bottom. And when you get to that bottom place, it's hard to see how to come out. And so while I'm sitting there on the you know, gravel and rock in the bottom of my pit, I'm thinking of what am I leaving out, God? What is going on? And so God just began to really deal with me about all the things that he had already gifted me. He was like, okay, look, you asked me for a house. I gave you the nails, the planks, and the hammer, and I gave you the blueprint. You want me to build it too? And so God was basically telling me that everything that I need in order for me to survive, in order for me to reach the people he's called me to, and the key words there are who he's called me to, because I'm not for everybody. And I could never be for everybody. And I find that when you're in this industry, a lot of times you get into the habit of people pleasing. And you want to try to help everybody, but you have to learn the art of no. You have to learn the art of turning down and declining people that want to undersell you and not give you your worth. And like you said before, there's going to be times where you pitch your worth. Like I never started at $500, $100 coming out the door. When I first got out of college for communications, I started out charging $10K per event. I never asked for less, and I never got less because I refused to take less.
That's right.
And
That's a mindset. That's a mindset, by the way. Did y'all hear what she said? She said she refused to take less. And when you get it planted in your mind like that, all you're gonna do is keep going up from there. Go ahead, Arletta.
Because people are gonna sell you on what you believe is your value. So if you don't even believe that you're worth 10K, they sure as hell aren't gonna believe that you're worth 10K.
You got that
and
right.
So know that. You ever heard that your energy introduces you before you get into the room? People are already checking your vibe, and they know what type of confidence you have before you even clear the room. They've already checked out your social media presence. They already know what you have to offer. Now they want to know, do you know what you have to offer?
And that's why from the beginning, first impression is the lasting impression. Do you realize that people peep out at least over 20 to 40 separate things about you to derive that first impression?
Yep.
That's a lot of indicators. That's why I always make it a point, because the way my sense of fashion is part of my brand. It's my personality. How I dress on the outside is how I feel on the inside. I don't care what day it is. And I don't ask me how I pull it together. That's just like how you are, Letta. Boom, you put it together and you're like, okay, sis got her accessories matching with the eyeshadow down to the shoes and the nail polish and everything. I'm like, okay, boom. See, this people don't look at you like this. What they do is, we're very visual. Your eyes go like this when you see somebody. When you look at somebody, it goes like this. They catch the whole picture from floor. You don't have to stare anybody like that. They can see it when you're visually appealing. That's the reason why your sales tools need to be on point, because that's your front line of defense. Without you saying one thing, when you pull up your website, again, the client she just emailed me this today. KTR, the vice president of the foundation emailed me. It was a president, it was the director, and it was the vice president that emailed me. Now I talked to both of the director and the president over the weekend, but the vice president emailed me this morning and said, KTR, we have to revisit because we had a meeting. I was supposed to have a meeting with them to discuss furthering our relationship, and them having me to come in to speak and then do some consulting if the check was big enough. But they didn't have their money together, and they realized that they couldn't afford me. So they took a pass. They said, we're going to have to deal with you later down the line. I said, cool. See, I can afford to wait for them.
It's free will. But if you begin to negotiate and sell yourself short in that conversation, then you don't have a clue who else they conversate with. And these
right.
They talk back and forth.
All of them, they talk all the time.
Find them and you show forth that you didn't have any type of confidence in that conversation, or like you were desperate in the conversation. They're sharing with other platforms. They're the worst gossipers on the planet.
Oh, and let me tell you something. And watch this, Arletta. That's a great point. I'm glad you're bringing this up, because when you suck, or you did come off as a prima donna speaker, or you really weren't trying to serve them at the highest level possible, they are going to talk about it, and your name is going to be mud. I know plenty of speakers that got bad reputations because they have a horrible attitude. And the meeting planner will never hire them again. I'm talking about some big speakers. Don't even get, see, I don't like throwing people under the bus, but it's people that's best-selling authors and people that you know that are flat out assholes. Walking around acting like somebody's supposed to be kissing their ass because they walked through the door because they had all of this success. If you're there to serve, then you're there to serve. And a meeting planner, they know the difference. See, I create strategic partnerships with the meeting planner. I'm there to help them have a better event. I'm there to reduce the level of stress. When they work with me, I'm giving them all kinds of extra ideas and extra value. Hey, did you consider this? Did you consider that? Hey, when you're doing your marketing, did you consider this? Oh, no, KTR, we didn't even think about that. Hey, you should try that. You know, that'll take all the pressure off. You know, it'll create a better customer experience. This is what you should be trying to do when you're delivering value to the meeting planner, and they will not stop talking about you. This is the reason why these companies kept booking me over and over and over and over again. It's why my picture is hanging up at the New England Sports Network in the Boston area, because I crushed it so hard. They still got my picture up in the break room when the people go in there and eat lunch.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
I mean, it is what it is. See, when you deliver the value at a heart, listen, Arletta, why do you think all of the students adore me in Austin the way they do? Why do you think that is?
Because you guys are charismatic.
Why you think you and I are so close the way we are? Why you think I got a relationship with everybody? I have a different relationship with every speaker on this platform, because I'm making my business to understand what your business is about. And then I have to send you a support ticket. I have to send you a text. I have to call you sometimes. I have to get on your ass every once in a while, because I see what you can be in this business. And I'm an absolute expert. I literally assess hundreds of speaker profiles every single week. That's all I do is look at speakers' websites, speakers' LinkedIn profiles. All I'm doing is seeing the value. And now this is the beautiful part about you, Arletta, because no matter what, if you're up, no matter if you're down, you see something that's bigger than yourself. And then I've seen you do it. You'll come up with a product. I'll be like, damn, she got a new product in the marketplace already? Okay, she got a co-author project. And now you got a coaching program. That's how you're doing it to them, Arletta?
That's right. And I got a new book that's coming out January 15th too. My memoir is releasing. And I hit bestsellers for my gratitude anthology.
And I know that's right. And guess what? And I'm not even surprised, because that's what you do. Let me ask you a question. If you didn't have another question or comment, I want you to get real specific about what your plan is to upgrade your speaker brand, and then get to that money goal for speaking revenue in 2023.
I have already started on developing that plan. It actually started this week when I sat down with another coach, and we wrote out a plan. So by this week, Friday, the plan is to have 2 speaking engagements booked. But what I had to do is target the field that I'm in. So I looked around at domestic abuse, like survivors, like housing and different programs that they offer in the DFW area. And so I created a list of about 75 different people, and then I reached out to them individually. So like 15 a day. And so within that, just getting them to invite me in. And because, you know, once they check out my brand online, they know who I am and what I represent, and go from there. Okay, so the plan is not to give up speaking. I'm actually booked quite a few.
Arletta, I'm sorry, quick question. Is that the individuals, is that in the nonprofit sector or corporate or association sector?
It's a nonprofit sector right now. Okay,
cool. All right, now, you know, nonprofit is very profitable. So remember, you can have 2 rates for nonprofit. So I think I told this story like not last Monday, because I was sick, but the Monday before that, I believe it was a client that wanted to hire me in South Carolina. They asked me, you know, I asked them, I gave her the fee, my top fee, my keynote. They wanted me to come in. And then I said, are you a nonprofit? And she said, yeah, I don't believe we're going to have a budget issue, but in case we are a nonprofit. I'll say, oh, if you're a nonprofit, if we can start off our working relationship, I reduced my fee by 50% because I got a referral from somebody else, and they were going to put me in front of 120 women, minority business owners who all businesses do over $2 million a year. That's a $500,000. So I'm already playing the long game. I'm not going to try. Listen, sometimes If you got it, then you're going to pay the whole thing. But if I know you put me in a position where I can win, I could roll that into $500,000 easy. Why wouldn't I want to take $25,000 less to put myself in a position where I'm going to get another $500,000 added to my calendar in 2023? Because that's exactly what's going to happen when they hire me. See, you got to be willing to parlay this. Remember, Arletta, golden triangle system: speaking, coaching, consulting.
Speaking, coaching, consulting.
It's absolutely explosive when you get all three of them working at the same time. Now, this is how you want to do it. Obviously, you want to keep on speaking because you're going to have a bigger platform to do what? Sell your coaching program. To do what? Back of the room, BOR. You're going to move those units and keep being on the Amazon #1 bestsellers list. And then somebody going to come over to you and be like, Arletta, do you work on special projects? I sure do. You can hire me as a consultant. And that's where you get bigger retainers. You see, if you're going to charge bigger fees for keynoting or half-day or full-day programs, like me and Austin got a large celebrity client base. I mean, you can't even get our attention unless the retainer's like $250K. I don't even have time to work on a project. You got to hit me with a really, really big retainer. Because I just don't have I can't entertain it unless if I'm gonna move my resources over there with you, you got to show me that you're committed to paying me what's right.
Absolutely.
And if I'm a top consultant, I'm a top coach, and I'm a top speaker, then I get paid. See, nobody bitches and complains when the San Antonio Spurs paid Tony Robbins $2 million for one day. One day, they paid him $2 million. Now, why is that? Tony had just came off of personal power, and Tony had just come off a huge success. See, this is why Tony Robbins is worth almost $1 billion. Because he's real heavy on brand. That's another reason why I decided to co-author a book with Jim Britt and Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, because Tony Robbins was on the cover with all of us. Did they ask me, did I want to be a part of the book? They told me Tony was going to endorse the book and I was going to be on the cover with Tony Robbins. I said, it's a no-brainer, I'm in. See?
Absolutely, because he already carrying that weight in the industry.
Another feather on the cap. See, I do things right now. I associate with other brands that are powerful. Listen to this, everyone. And Arletta, you already tracking down this path. A lot of you are on this path as an influencer and as you just gotta, your brand is so strong. You're already going down there. Just like Lindsay. Lindsay is already hanging out with all these high profile people. She don't even realize that she got an influencer in a celebrity kind of brand. So what I realized is that you just gotta know what the next level looks like in your mind, and you gotta step into it. You gotta step into it. You already have that kind of vibe, so you should be charging big retainers if you're going to do consulting. It all plays off of each other. You just got to know how to properly negotiate. So when you start seeing yourself, and a lot of clients want you to say, "Hey, Arletta, do you do consulting?" So you may not know what it looks like, but that's still speaking. But a consult, let me break it down for those so I can make it real clear. Then Arletta, we're gonna wrap up with you, and then I'm gonna get to I still have Rodney and Haley is gonna be the last question that we're gonna take for the night. Anybody else, you're gonna have to submit it through support@speakerfocus.com. We went kind of hard today. We're already past the 8 o'clock hour, but I want to take my time with Rodney and Haley because I know Haley sent me a message early today, so I want to make sure I get to her. And both of them are showcasing with us coming up, so I'm sure they got questions about Showcase. Now, when you're consulting, that means you're taking a big retainer. You are the ultimate project manager, and that is going to be long money. Typically for a short period of time, a consulting agreement could go as far as months at a time, into years at a time if you play your cards right. Speaking is typically one off. You do one engagement, boom. But if you play your cards right, you can get rebooked by that same organization or company, or they can bring you into, hey, Arletta, do you do executive coaching? I absolutely do executive coaching.
I do now.
See, if you don't know all these modes of delivery, which I have them right there in module 2, see, on-site strategic work sessions, focus groups, executive coaching, consulting, speaking, half-day program, full-day program, hour keynote, educational keynote, no more than 2 hours, a retreat, a celebrity event, a track session, breakout session, webinar, teleseminar, virtual presentation of all kinds. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. These are all separate revenue streams, Arletta, and that's what you should be focusing on because you're already right there. Remember, golden triangle system, speaking, coaching, and consulting, speaking, coaching, and consulting, speaking, coaching, and consulting. That's how you get up over 250K, and you should be able to do that easy in 2023.
Watch me work, KTR.
I'm already watching. I'm already watching you.
Because I'm hungry as hell. I'm just gonna let you know right
What?
out front. Hungry as
What?
hell. And
You
it's
got-
been a long coming. It took for things to get severely uncomfortable for me in order for me to recognize what I was sitting on.
That's
and
right.
now that I had to remove those self-limiting beliefs, that's what was really in my way. Not recognizing my own capabilities or even celebrating the wins I've already had. I was focused on the losses and not the wins. And so when God shifted that thing for me, I got it clear as day now. So now I'm running.
It is the losses will take you out. But let me tell you something, and you need to hear this. This is the last thing I'm gonna say to you, unless you got another question or comment. Then we're gonna close it out with Rodney and Haley. You are one of the strongest women I've ever met in my life, and you're one of the women that you take the adversity, and whenever I think for a second, oh damn, because sometimes I'm not sure. Like it gets so critical. Hey, I've projected that kind of energy to people. They like, damn, I don't know if KTR I don't know if he's gonna come back from that one. And boom, all of a sudden you're back. See, so that resiliency lets me know that you are serving a higher purpose than yourself. And that's why you have to do the work, because the work, in the work, you're going to find the fulfillment. In the work, you're going to find the joy. In the work, you're going to find your purpose. In the work, you understand you need to carry out your assignment. In the work, you're going to find the woman that you are becoming. And you have to have the balls or guts enough to step into that woman, and that you are. That's why.
Thank you. Thank you so much, KTR.
Yes, ma'am. Keep doing what you're doing, all right?
Yes, sir.
Always be here for you.
Oh, and
Oh, I'm sorry, Arletta, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
I just wanted to let all of our school members and mates out there just know how much I love them all. And I watch all of them and follow them all on social sites. And so really proud of everybody that's out there putting in work. So y'all just keep doing what y'all doing.
No doubt, no doubt. That's you got it from somebody who supports you, one of your fellow classmates, and somebody that really wants to see you win. I love it when all of y'all network with each other and you communicate with each other and you talk. Rodney, talk to me.
Hey, what's going on? How are
First
you?
of all, yeah, I'm doing great, Rodney. First of all, how's the other half doing? How's the car doing?
She's good. She's good.
Send her my love.
Of course. How's your
Yeah.
other half doing?
Oh, she's doing amazing, man. She's doing amazing.
All right. That's good. You know, it's not about us. It's about them. So
Yeah, well, of course. Listen, Rodney, I just live here and pay bills. I don't run
listen.
nothing.
That's how I feel too, brother.
All right.
That's how I feel
Talk to me,
too.
bro. Talk to me, bro. We got showcase coming up, Rodney.
We got show. I'm lit.
You,
I'm lit. I'm lit. We just finished talking about it. We had a family meeting about it today, and we're headed up there to Crystal City.
Yes,
Get it popping.
I can't wait to see both of you, man. I cannot wait to I'm excited about your messaging as well. I got a couple of logistic emails going out, Rodney, about messaging. We're gonna have a group Zoom session prior to the pandemic. I'm gonna help everybody out with their messaging. We're gonna go over logistics. We're gonna go over a lot of things. So you're not gonna be in the dark about anything. We're gonna have an amazing event. Listen, the last time we cried together, we were laughing together. It wasn't perfect, but let me tell you something. It was absolutely amazing. It far exceeded anything I thought it was gonna be. When we had the assemblage of that kind of talent, and boy, did they bring it. And we were so proud because they just demonstrated everything we were teaching them on the platform. They just came and delivered like they know how to deliver. And I know you're going to do the same exact thing. What's your question or comment, Rodney?
So we were talking about numbers.
Yes, sir.
And even in the conversations you had with Arletta, I just been going up and up and up. I'm just like, this is where we need to be at. So I'm at 500,000. That's the number.
Okay, good. Good.
And the way I broke it down was like 3,000 for the hour, half a day, 4,500, the whole day, 6,000.
Okay, that's two. That's supposed to be 5, 75, and 10.
All right.
Your bottom number minimum that you're supposed to receive Anything under 5,000 is low fee speaking. You're supposed, now I'm not telling you not to take it, because sometimes you're going to have to take the 3,000 and you're going to have to
Right.
use that speaker negotiating menu. And then you're going to get video out of it, testimonials, you're going to get referrals. You can get a booth at the conference, you know, make them give you something that's the value that you lost from that speaking engagement. Don't just walk away with nothing. There are times when you have to do that to build your speaker brand, because Rodney, let me tell you something. It only takes you to be in front of the right audience. You only gotta get it right one time in front of the right audience, and somebody will book you from one of those low fee engagements, but it's the right kind of, they belong to the right kind of association, and they hire you and see something special, and then boom, all of a sudden you do a national conference and everybody takes your business card home, and it's going out to 100 different cities and states all around the world. And then before you know it, you start getting speaking requests all over the world. That's how fast it can happen. Just like it's happening for Lisa Allman Baldwin. She got into Microsoft through Blacks in Microsoft. Just like it's happening for a lot of speakers on our platform, like Michael Towers. Boom, he started doing stuff through SHRM. They got him in Denver right now. He's there in Denver speaking for 2 weeks. And then he got his first international speaking engagement. That's what happens when you start getting exposure. Microwave popcorn, Rodney. It's going to start popping real slow in the beginning. But when that bag start heating up, that's your lead. That's your opportunities. So you need more up at bats. So what's your strategy when you get on the other side of the showcase?
I'm gonna take that
What's your
video.
strategy?
That video is gonna be my speaker video. That's what I'm planning to do.
Okay. When I say strategy, I mean, what's your outreach strategy? How you going to increase that volume of emails going out so you can get people on your calendar who want to hire you to speak?
Yes, that's where we're at right now. So that's basically what I want to do.
Good.
I'm gonna send you some, like, because I'm still in the process of like the website stuff. There's a whole lot of stuff going on.
Okay.
But I'm still trying to perfect that. I'm gonna send you some pictures and other different stuff that we're gonna put up and see what you think, you know, fine tuning and all that different stuff.
Please.
And then we're gonna go from there.
Send me the link. Send me everything you got going so far. I have not seen your speaker info kit, I don't believe. But if you're lacking content, that's why you're showcasing, because it's going to be so much content that's going to come to you after that. Now you're going to have professional headshots behind a white background. You're going to have live shots. You're going to have performance shots, and then you're going to have all your videos. So and you have that in front of a live audience, business professionals in professional attire, which is, remember, Rodney, we're going for the corporate and association dollars. In your case, you're very skilled at what you do, and we want to be able to take that, and we want to take that to another level. Now, Rodney, I remember about 6 months ago when you sent me a support ticket and you said, KT, I want to start tracking with speaking engagements. And what did I tell you when you sent me that support ticket and you said you want to start booking speaking engagements? By
you got to do the work first. That's what you're saying. You got to do the work first.
Yeah, you're not ready.
I'm not ready yet. Yeah,
I want you to be ready, right? That's the reason. Rodney, was it clear when you saw the deck for showcasing? Did you clearly understand this is the reason why we're creating this event? So now,
I completely understand.
There you go. So after that, now we really got to go hard after we showcase, because now you're going to have all the footage that you need. Did you have another question?
I'm going to have all the pieces to the puzzle and I could just put it up.
Absolutely. That's it. Watch this though. But show me the pieces you got right now and just let me critique those. And then when we get on the other side of showcase, then you don't need as much. So send me a support ticket and let me know where you are.
I got you. Thank you so much. Love
you, man. You got a question or comment? You done?
That's it when it comes to, because we were just talking about numbers. That's all it is. And then when I had the I was just kind of confused a little bit about how the showcase is going to work. I know it's supposed to be like 10 or 15 minutes. Do I need to talk about all of my signature programs then? Because the way I'm formulating it is like bits and pieces of everything.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's a great way to approach showcase, because what you may want to do, remember, you have 4 signature programs.
Right.
You can, my name is Rodney and I teach blah, 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 blah. And then you could give an abbreviated version of each one of your signature programs. You got 10 minutes. You can do that for the first 5 minutes, and then you can get into a unique story if you want to. You can get into your strategies of how you deliver value and how you create strategic partnerships with the meeting planner. If I were you, I would definitely be directing your messaging to the person who controls the budget. You need to strategically say in there, I create strategic partnerships with meeting planners and chair board of committee members and conference coordinators worldwide. This is what I was put on this earth to do. And you need to directly address the challenges that their audience is facing, because remember, they're the gatekeeper.
Right.
So that's a good idea. Now, I'm going to show you how the art and science behind delivering the message. We're going to talk about that prior to you showcasing, which is making a point, opening up the point, making an example of the point, bringing closure to the point, transitioning and pivoting right into your next point. You got 10 minutes, so you're probably going to be able to make 4 or 5 really strong points and takeaways for the audience, and then the filler stuff in between there, connect it all together, and then you're going to be done.
Leave it alone. Yep.
And we're also going to do a Q&A. We also do a Q&A with every speaker afterwards, because the audience is going to want questions about your expertise. That's going to be some real nice stuff. See, that's an extra thing that I added in the first showcase that worked extremely well. And when you get that in there, along with your footage of you performing, it's going to be a killer sizzle reel. All right.
Yeah, I'm lit. I'm ready. We ready.
I know you are. I know you are. Hey, listen, all I want you to do is be you, Rodney. Remember, you're the subject matter expert. I want you to speak within yourself, and I want you to deliver the value found in your signature program. That's all I want you to do. And if you do that, the production team is going to capture the very best of what you have to offer, and you're going to add and be a tremendous piece to our showcase, like every other speaker was for the first one that we did. All right.
Okay.
Okay, boss. Talk to you,
That's
man.
it. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. I love it, man. Rodney about to bring the heat. I can hear it in his voice. Haley. I'm sorry, Haley. Wait a minute. I got a disabled talker for Rodney and Haley. Haley, you there?
Great. Can you hear me now?
Hey, young woman. Yes, ma'am. I do hear you. Yes, you're very clear.
Fantastic. So a lot of my questions that I had have just been answered from that previous question. But I did want to just clarify a little bit for the showcase. I know that you mentioned there's going to be something happening on the 4th, and then the showcase dates are the 5th and the 6th. I just wanted to see if you could kind of like walk me through what the scheduling is going to be looking like for all 3 of those dates.
Absolutely. So this is what's going to happen on the 4th. So everybody's going to fly in, drive in, whatever, on the 4th, right? We're having dinner at 6 p.m. And we ran into some time constraints the last time, so I'm making an adjustment in the schedule. So we're going to have dinner 6 p.m. and then it's going to go until probably 10 p.m. and we're going to have the business mixer. We're going to do everybody's photo shoot behind the white background. It's going to be a station set up to take pictures, and I'm going to get everybody's red carpet interviews out the way. About 3 to 5 minute red carpet interview I'm going to do with all the speakers, right? Because we're giving you that red carpet celebrity feel, and then we're going to get all that out the way that evening. We're going to hang out. We're going to have some fun. That way it's not interfering with us showcasing. Then when we wake up on the 5th, which is a Thursday, we're going to showcase from 9 to 5. We're going to take a lunch break. We're going to take multiple breaks. It's only going to be probably 10 to 12 speakers showcasing each day. Day 1 and then day 2. I don't have the final roster yet.
Okay.
If any, now I only had one speaker so far tell me that they have to fly out because they have another speaking engagement they have to do. But that's only one of my celebrity keynote speakers is closing us out. He got to close out Thursday. He cannot close out Friday. So I'm letting him close Thursday because he has to leave on Friday. Nobody else has told me they have a very specific time constraint. I would respectfully request that all speakers are there and you don't leave until Saturday, because you ain't going to want to miss none of this shit. Because now you're going to learn from the best subject matter experts in the world, from your colleagues. Me and Austin are doing a training this time. We're also launching a brand new product that we have that's going to benefit all of you as well. So we're stepping up our game every showcase, and we're going to take it to another level this one. So yes, Wednesday evening, the 4th, that's going to be the red carpet interviews, pictures, photo shoots. We're going to be networking, business mixer, and dinner. Thursday, showcase 9 to 5. Friday, showcase 9 to 5, done. I'm going to be on site on the 3rd, and I'm not leaving until probably midday on Saturday, because I got networking with people I got to do. I got people I haven't met before, like you, Haley, people I've been dying to meet and network with and hang out with, and, and just talk and just get your vibe, understand what you want to do. And then when it's all said and done, then we got to go into post-production and we have a better system in place now so we can be more efficient with getting everybody their footage and pictures and everything. And I just had to bring on a couple new people to ensure that that happens as well. So we're growing and we're getting better. But the whole experience was amazing. And we can't wait for you to be a part of it and share your energy. And I did see your Toastmaster speech, and I do have some ideas for you to have a more polished presentation. And I'm going to share that with you before you come on in January.
Okay, awesome. And yes, I wanted to use a lot of the messaging from that presentation in this showcase speech. And I've been trying to formulate how to decipher my messaging, like that I, share when I usually speak, and boil that down into my signature programs. So I'm working out a lot of this, but maybe I'll just like run over my raw ideas with you, and then with your ideas that you thought of from watching my presentation, then we could kind of like come up with some solid ideas that I will use for January. Absolutely.
And what I want you to do is I want you to submit a support ticket for the framework of what you feel like you want to present. This is the only requirement. Every speaker is required to present the signature programs that we taught you on the platform, because when you get that on camera, now you have professional footage and professional messaging of a person who's going to want to hire you. And that is the whole reason why we help you out with this micro specific phraseology and messaging. You got it? We don't want you making shit up, Haley. I want you to present from your signature programs. Now, if you want to incorporate a little bit of that from your Toastmaster speech, and you can, that's cool. But this has got to be very structured. I want you looking as polished, poised, and professional as possible. You got it?
Yes, absolutely. I think that's going to be key if I can just implement those specific words and gear it towards the conference coordinators, because I feel like right now I'm just speaking to people within that audience and not speaking my message to the people that are going to be hiring me. So I just need to reformulate some of those like buzzwords and those key points so that I'm appealing to the right audience in the speech.
Absolutely. Your audience is the person who's hiring you to speak. That's what showcasing is all about. Another big mistake that speakers make is they try to take the messaging right to a target audience. You need to be talking to the target buyer, because they're the gatekeeper, and they are not going to give you permission to unlock the gate unless your audience see. That's why we all want to talk about leadership-based programs, empowerment-based programs. Why do you want to do that? Because that's the cash cow. That's what gets you the money. So if you're structuring your messaging and your phraseology around leadership, it's just music to their ears. They're like, oh, who is this Haley Sorensen young woman? Okay. She's making a lot of sense what she's talking about. She's helping me achieve all my desired outcomes, helping me achieve my learning objectives. She's giving me some key takeaways. Wow, we want her. See, that's the effect that it has. Ooh, ah, and wow. And that's the reason why you got to practice on your messaging that I already approved, Haley. Didn't I already approve your 4 signature programs? Or at least a couple of them?
I haven't quite got them worked out enough for you to approve them yet.
You were stuck on them, and then you got busy. I remember that. Okay. Well, watch this. I need your signature program so we can fine tune your messaging.
Yes, I'm going to work on that all this week. So by the next call Monday, we would have already discussed some of the objectives, and I can speak to you more about the signature programs next week.
Yep, no problem. And if you don't get it to me towards the end of the week, I'll look at it over the weekend and have it ready for you so we can discuss it on Monday. How does that sound?
That sounds great. And so I think the key point that I took away from you right now is that this showcase, I'm speaking to the target buyer versus the target audience at the moment, because
Yes, this is, you're gonna see the difference. I want you to go to kevintrobertson.com, and I want you to listen to every word of my 5 minutes and so speaker video demo.
Okay.
Go to my website, kevintrobertson.com, and as soon as you go there, just scroll down a little bit. The speaker video demo box is gonna fly in from the left, and I want you to click off the mute and listen to every word of it. And you're gonna understand that every piece of language I have in there is geared towards the person that writes the check. and what I'm going to do to help their employees increase engagement, what I'm going to do to help them achieve their desired outcomes, what I'm going to do. After you take my program, this is what you and your team are going to be able to do. Achieve next level success. That's why you want to hire America's leading focus expert. You got it, Haley?
Yeah, I got it. That gives me some good feedback, and I'm going to be able to use that this week and polish up these signature programs.
It's benefit language. It's benefit language. That's what it's all about. That's what your presentation should be about. And that's what we're going to show you how to do so you can have an outstanding showcase. You're going to do well.
Thank you. I appreciate hearing that. I'm a little bit nervous, and I
I
feel
know
a little,
you are. I know you are. So watch this. I can tell you something right now that I noticed in your Toastmaster speech. You need to practice on your introduction. You should have said, my name is Haley Sorensen, and I teach leadership something that does something. See, I'm gonna tell you why it was a little bumpy when you first started your Toastmasters presentation, because you didn't practice on your intro. That I want you to practice. My name is Haley Sorensen, and I teach blah, 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 blah. That's attack your first sentence structure with authority. Don't worry about it. Send in your signature programs, and I'm gonna show you how to put together your showcase presentation. All right.
all right, that's a great game plan. I'm ready to tackle this.
I know you are. That's why we're showcasing. People showcase. You got to have your messaging, got to be prepared. Nobody's coming in here fluffing anybody or making everybody feel good. It's not going to be a motivational presentation. This is going to be a business presentation that's going to the people that's going to hire you to speak. That's why this platform is different, because we help you out with your messaging. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, Haley.
You guys
You're
are
very
so cool in my life.
Oh, listen, we're happy to have you, and we're happy to help you. You just keep doing what you're doing. You stay focused. I know you've been struggling because you've been growing multiple brands at the same time, and I know you've been doing a lot of shifting. But let me tell you something. You just keep that high energy that you have, and you just stay focused, and you stay on your grind, because your hustle is real. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of young women like you that need to see you winning. And if I got anything to do with it, I want you winning big time, because that's part of my responsibility, because we got to get your brand out into the marketplace, Haley, because you're so awesome at what you do. You just need a little bit more confidence so that you can speak with more authority. You got to listen, you got a big voice in that little body of yours. I want it coming through. You're holding back. You're holding back because you're still overthinking your messaging. Let me help you get your messaging tight, and watch how that confidence just comes through at Showcase. All right?
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. I believe in you. All right. We are wrapping up this showcase, ladies and gentlemen. What a wonderful opportunity it was for you to share with me the way you do. I mean, it's touching. It really is. For you to get on this call where you could be doing anything else, especially for those of you who stayed all the way to the end. I mean, my diehards. I want to thank you. Me and Austin, thank you. Our whole team is speakerfocus.com. Our production team has just grown. And the reason why I want to thank you is because you give me something to look forward to on the Monday. This is where I earn my money. I earn my money here and answering your questions through the Q&A. So keep sending questions, keep growing your speaker brand. You really should look at this entire presentation. Some of you need to, this is required audio listening while you're working in the yard, while you're taking a walk. You need to go back and listen to this one. Austin and the tech team get this thing up on the community wall, on the school platform. You really need to listen back to this, because it was so much gold that people shared, and so much gold. See, I'm only as good as what I have to respond to. I want you to think about that. I'm only as good as the value that I have to deliver to you. So when you ask me the question, I'm just like, okay, I just go through my mental Rolodex, and I'm like, okay, that's the information that they need to hear at this given moment to really help them understand how they need to go out there and perform. And we're happy to do it. On behalf of the team and entire staff at speakerfocus.com, it is an absolute thrill and a treat and a pleasure to deliver this kind of value that only you can locate on this platform. We're special because you allow us to be special. We believe in you. Understand your net worth and your value as a speaker. Understand what you should be charging. When you take less under the right circumstances. Other than that, You need to get a higher fee in your mind. Remember, this game is about numbers. You got to ramp up your outreach and you got to win by attrition if you want to get those 5 to 10 bookings on your calendar at that fee that you want every single month. And then your net worth will go up. Your speaker business will start popping like a bag of microwave popcorn. I don't promise it to you. I guarantee you, if you do the work, you're going to start seeing results. Like everybody who shows up on the Monday Q&A and share their success. There's a lot of our students that don't show up on the Monday Q&A because they're out there in the marketplace and they're working and they're getting revenue. A lot of our blue check verified celebrities don't show up because of confidentiality and NDAs. A lot of our higher profile clients who are wealthy, they don't show up because of NDAs that we have with them. And it's a special kind of relationship that we have. But let me tell you something. They sure enough send in those support tickets, which obviously you can't see. And we have to manage our relationship with them and we have to keep moving forward. So to me, all of you are celebrities and all of you are special to me. I don't play favorites. I don't give a damn what your professional distinction is. If you're not getting the work done, I'm gonna be on your ass like white on rice, like I am with anybody. If you want my help, ask for it, but do the work before you turn your back and quit and give up. Put forth some effort first and let me work with you. At least give me the opportunity to show you that I can deliver for you, because that's all I do. All right, now, and that's all we do at speakerfocus.com. Have a great Monday evening. Finish the year strong and start the year off even stronger. I love you, ladies and gentlemen, and I wouldn't have it any other way.